Alrighty, that's the start of the stream. I know you guys are probably not here already, but just for the sake of YouTube, I am also making this a VOD. Hello, I am unknown. I do a little things here and there. I produce esports shows. I also cast the occasional time, and here I have LaFawn with me for the second time, and 2 times, so it's 100%. So hey, LaFawn, how are you doing today?
If I was in school, this attendance rate would be better than my normal.
Alright, so we know how your school days were.
I mean, see, the thing is, I could be telling the truth. I could also be making it entirely up. No one knows.
Okay, that's also very true. Wikipedia, can you dig into that to see if LaFawn's telling the truth or not? We will also be having a second guest. Well, LaFawn's at this point not a guest. He's a host now, so I'm not even going to count him as a guest. We have a guest incoming later today. We will introduce him as he comes. His name is G Clef. He casted Contenders Korea and Contenders APAC with me. He's also a very, very well-known caster in, well, RIP, Heroes of the Storm, and also some other mobile games as well. So that's it's gonna be us three bringing you the unbroadcasted matches of Overwatch Flash Ops, a Holiday Showdown, the WDG Korea Qualifiers. Yesterday we covered Hamster, and well, that was something.
Yeah, listen, Fearless, my absolute goat tank.
Well, he wasn't so much of a tank yesterday, though.
Yeah,
not in a sense that he was a bad at tank. He almost never did play tank. I think he did play tank.
Yeah, he played a little bit of Doomfist, I think, in Saravasa that one time when they were like all main role. But yeah, aside from that, it was a little bit. Hamsters had fun yesterday. Put it that way.
Yes, Hamsters had fun yesterday, and that's also on my VOD, which is on my YouTube channel. So if you guys want to, if you've missed that, check that out. Today will also be on VOD. I underestimated how long it takes for YouTube to process my videos, so it was a little bit laid out, but today I'll just start uploading as soon as today's stream finishes, probably, hopefully. Good question, Orange Slayer. Who is playing today? Today we are going to cover the Smurfs. Well, if you haven't heard of the Smurfs, let me just check good old Wikipedia. Tournaments. Korea Qualifiers. This is, well, spoiler alert, these are the 8 teams that went through the qualifier, that already went through the qualifier, so they will be on the knockout stages. Today we'll be going with the Smurfs, Smurf, of course, Birdring, Prophet, Violet, Izayaki. So this team is a very, very, I guess, experienced roster. There are only 5. But so not a lot of flexibility in this in terms of rosters, so we won't be seeing a lot of substitutions here. But also head coached by 9K, who has been very famous for leading the charge for the San Francisco Shock, and also he was on Paris Eternal too, right? If I'm not.
Yeah. I think it was also Philly at one point where he was like their manager, I think, right? No, he was their coach on Fusion.
Well,
yeah, okay.
Well, we can see. Yes, he was at the Philadelphia Fusion as well.
Yeah.
So this is the team that we'll be seeing. First of all, we will be covering day 1 of the qualifiers, and if time allows us, we will move on to day 2. That's something that we haven't done yesterday. So for for Hamster fans and fans of players on Hamster, we will later on cover the day 2 qualifiers of Hamster, but today we'll try to make all the Smurfs matches happen. It depends on how long the stream goes and how, I guess, how strong we're feeling. I'm getting a little bit tad old. Hit 3 in the 30s, so we'll see how it goes. But enough of that. We'll start in game. Well, first map is Samoa. And their first opponent is the Power Rangers. I need to give you a kind of detailed explanation on each of the rosters. They're not professional players, but they have a very interesting stories. But enough of that. Let's get into it.
Ready for battle.
To talk a little bit about Samoa, this map is predetermined by the comp op office because I think I mentioned it yesterday, but this is the online qualifiers. A lot of the lobbies are made by the players themselves, just supervised by comp ops on WDG. So a lot of some of the players just don't know how to make competitive lobbies and the settings. So we just made a predetermined lobby code when the first map was Samoa for day 1. And as you can see here, can you, LaFawn, can you just tell us about, like, how do you think about the compositions here? I think Power Rangers came up with, like, a not so standard, but standard comp without the Mei, right?
Yeah, I mean this feels like comfort for the DPS specifically. It feels like they're hitting a meta comp, and then it's like the rest of it is like very comfort oriented. But you can tell that there's not. I don't think they have a ton of experience playing this setup because the Sigma is like isolated on its own, and then you know, everyone else is kind of playing like off angles, which is not really how you run this. So this does feel like selection of characters without the time invested into how you're really kind of supposed to set up here.
I mean, like, these players, like I said, like I mentioned, aren't really professional. They haven't played on professional stage yet.
Yeah.
So they probably have the mechanics, like, they probably very high-ranked players on the Korean server. However, they're probably not so much, I guess, experience playing, like, as a team, like, team maneuver-ish.
It actually, I mean, as we're kind of saying, it's one thing, I think a lot of people underestimate how much goes into being a pro. You know, like, it's not just being mechanically good at the game. There's so much more than that. And, like, just look at the setup. They're caught in a corner, then an instant nano. Everyone just falls over.
Alright, so, as, well, not a lot to analyze here, to be honest. It's just a lot of sheer dominance from the side of Team Smurf. I just let me just kind of like bring up like a quick trivia for Team Power Rangers here. If you look at the IGNs of Team Power Rangers here, Baptiste is Power Ranger Yellow, and Sigma is Power Ranger Black. Cassidy didn't get the memo, and he's Machina, and then Soldier 76 is Power Ranger Pink, and Anna is Power Ranger Blue. So the Smurfs are the bad guys here. Oops.
Yeah.
And it
which is something out of the ordinary for them, because if anyone knows Smurfs lore, right? If you've seen the Smurfs, read the comics, the Smurfs are the good guys.
Oh, Izayaki, that's a nasty flank, and what? Well, he gave up his life for it, but that was a nasty nade.
Violet also just stunned up the Sigma's gravitic flux, so.
Yeah, so, well, Izayaki got punished, and I think Team Power Rangers picked up a few kills for it, but it was enough to stall them enough to deny them the touch from the point. So very smart stuff from the Smurfs so far.
Yeah. I mean, we watched Hamsters yesterday, right? They were having fun. They you know, off-roll some silly things. We saw some like Life Weaver. We saw Fearless Bastion, which was a cursed image.
And we had the curse of the Roadhog as well. We saw a lot of Roadhog, and that actually cost them the map on Midtown.
It did. Smurfs don't believe in fun.
They don't.
For them, they're back at the office. It's another day at the professional circuit.
They have their eyes on the 50K. They want.
Yeah, exactly.
Not a lot of notable changes from the side of Team Smurf, except for that bird rings on the Genji. I want to take a look at this one. And Team Power Rangers is still going with the Sigma comp. Usually when you go with the Sigma comp, I see a lot of Brig Baptiste, but I think they're going with the Anna just for comfort. That's my guess. And I don't think... Usually this composition comes with the Mei. And judging by the fact that there's not a lot of Mei showing up, I think maybe it's a hero pool issue, maybe.
Yeah, I mean, here's another thing, right? Like, this core roster here on Smurf side, like they've won how many championships between them?
Hey,
like 5?
remember the Boston Uprising where Decay was the only one that didn't have the championship?
Yes, yes,
They
yes.
brought in Profit instead of Decay, so they just okay, we're
Yeah,
not
they upgraded this. Yes.
So like, hey, if we can't have a player that won a championship win a roster, then we're just gonna replace them with a player that has a championship. Like
Yep,
no love lost to Decay. He's an amazing player. I think he's wait, is he playing in the Saudi E-League?
I don't know. I haven't actually kept up too much with who's gone over that way.
Okay.
But,
yeah, so maybe Decay's on a different roster. I haven't really checked. I think he is playing to a certain capacity. But look at Violet here. This is not his spawn. And he has a rally. I can bet that he's going to rally into that.
Oh, 100%. 100%.
Oh, dude. He got the nano. Oh, my God.
He's playing Gatekeeper, literally blocking them in. Oh, my God. That's so funny.
Okay, Earth Slayer Decay is on team 815. Okay, thank you for the update. So he is not on this team.
Oh, this is mean.
Well, at least he got
Oh, it's a
punished.
trade though.
Yeah, they picked up a lot of kills.
Yeah, I think they're up to 5 now. No, 6.
6. And they managed to keep the touch, but it's 92. So if Cassidy dies here, it's not gonna matter. And is there anyone to touch? No.
No.
Okay. So that was map 1. That was a quick job from the side of Smurfs.
Smurfs not really giving them an opportunity to stay alive, you know?
So, like, I don't even think that there's like a tactical level of strategy here.
Yeah, the copy pasta, the famous esports copy pasta, they have to work on their crosshair placement, etc., etc., etc. Unfortunately, this is one of those situations.
All right, next map is gonna be Blizzard World. So loser pick. So this was picked by the Power Rangers, and I have to change my overlay now because blue side is the Smurfs. Give me a second.
We have what do we have? We have production value today is infinitely better than yesterday.
Yep. I try. The Power Rangers. Okay, that's better. If anything's off, chat, let me know. Let's just say I haven't streamed that much.
No, this is perfect. Like legitimately, it's I'm a proponent of like the hyper scuff setup where like things just look a little rough because I find that very funny. So to me, like the stream looks perfect. Yeah.
Okay, so they figured out Power Rangers figured out that Winston's probably not gonna work. They're not gonna ego mirror the Winston. They went for the Diva. Maybe to, I don't know, counter the threat from Prophet? I'm not really sure. Like, to be honest, I know that Power Ranger Black knows how to play the Sigma, so the Sigma might have been the better choice here.
I mean, a combination of comfort. I actually kind of like the fact that they're running the, weirdly enough, the Cassidy Genji here makes sense to me. Oh, that's a rough dive to go over the top there, but, yeah, unfortunate. In terms of, like, theory, this is, I think, actually a decent setup. The problem is, yeah, the Smurfs have played, the Smurfs, not only have they played against comps like this before, so they know how to, like, dismantle them.
Oh, the stagger.
No, that's okay. Good, thank you, Prophet. I was gonna be like, there's no way you're staggering a pilot. You 200 to 0 them in the first map. They didn't touch the objective. There's no way you're staggering a Diva.
Well, I guess they kind of disagreed. The rest of the team wanted to stagger, and the Prophet just decided to show him mercy. Oh, Smurf jumped back, and then that was an enemy probably saving, but Birdring, let me check that real quick.
Oh, they're standing still. Oh no.
Oh, I think I know how this went. Oh, did I just move 20 seconds here?
Yeah, it's fine.
Oh,
That was pretty.
yeah, that was. Hey, at least, look, I'll be very honest here. At least, not a lot of people can say that they played against Profit in a competitive, like, an actual
Yeah.
competition, and got stuck.
It's so funny, man. Prophet is been since he showed up on the scene all the way back in on GC on GC Busan,
Busan.
remember?
Uh-huh.
All those years ago. He has since then been one of the best players in the world, and he has not gotten worse as time has gone on. He stayed consistently good all the way throughout.
So he's basically the Overwatch version of Faker.
Yeah, although I think Faker may have a couple of championships on him, so you know it's a little, unfair.
True. Alright, let's check. Violet is bloodthirsty this game.
Yeah, I think that's just Violet in general, though.
Yeah, I mean, remember, Violet also played as a DPS once at the San Francisco Shock, not just for a single map or a single game, but for like a legit 2 weeks or something like that. I think he was playing the Cassidy.
Yeah, he did play the Cassidy. I remember because he would open up on the Cassidy in map number 1, and then they would, or sorry, he opened up on support on map number 1, and then they roll swapped him to Cassidy. I think there was like a Gibraltar game he played Cassidy. And I want to say Lijiang Tower as well.
Oh, the reload. Yeah, he played several.
Yeah, San Francisco Shock, famous for roll swapping.
And yeah, I mean Violet. I think one of the I think there. This is not confirmed information, but I'm pretty sure I've heard something like they promised Violet to play him as a DPS if he's like higher ranked than the actual San Francisco Shock DPS players in ranked. And then
actually, yeah, at one point he was like top 10 combined. Like he was top 10 on each role, I think, at one point. On the same account.
Okay, full hold. That was Makina's.
I don't think there were any kills. Power Rangers.
I think so.
0-0.
We're outnumbered. The last line is dealing.
Yeah, you're outnumbered.
Unlucky, unlucky. Go next, go next.
I want to just twinkle fives here. I don't want to go all the way back to 20 seconds. But the calm before the storm. I don't think that this is going to be a long attack.
Yeah, I don't suspect it will be either. I think this is listen, there's an opportunity here for some very fun shenanigans.
Oh, we have Smurf on the hog. We've seen how that went.
I don't think the Smurfs are going to take advantage of that, unfortunately. I think they're going to go back to just playing like they're going to end this game as quickly as possible.
Yeah. They had a code and they're sticking with it.
Yeah.
Let me just take Prophet's probably going to take one shot and go back on the Echo or something like that, but I want to see how his first shot is.
I'm surprised they're not holding up with a the Life Weaver.
Oh. Wait, he's actually sticking with the Widow. No.
Oh, okay.
Oh, okay. He's teasing me right now.
Yeah. Roadhog actually coming through too. I will. Wait, now they're going to Weaver? What's going on here? What are we doing, Smurfs?
Maybe they got the memo that they should probably have fun now? Violet on the Zen. So it's basically everyone, like, free-for-all. I guess team melee, rather.
Yeah. Alright, that's it.
Yeah, that's it. How do you feel about the Zen changes, LaFine?
So I've been playing a little bit of Zen, with the, just to remind everyone what the changes are. The Discord orb now, once it gets removed from a player, 7 seconds have to elapse before you can reapply it to that same player. It feels a little odd, a little strange. Playing as Zen. Playing against Zen, though, it does feel a lot better, especially if you're a tank. You don't get spammed with Discord orb and, like, chunk down. So, I just think the meta doesn't really favor him, like favors them the character. So, we'll see.
Yeah, I mean the meta right now is, I guess, Brig Bap, right? Bap being like the does it already exist?
Bap, Ana. I think like.
Mm-hmm.
I'm looking forward to like the next, like whatever the next patch comes in. I guess next season, right?
Yep, that's my understanding.
So that okay, this is gonna be an interesting one. This is SPG versus Smurfs. SPG, for those of you unfamiliar, is a contenders team. They were in the they did play like some tier 1 last year, but it wasn't super successful for them. They have had their strongest version of their roster was the one with 2U on it, all the way back in like B-sides, which was quite some time ago.
Correct, and also, like you said, LaFawn, they played with Overwatch League teams on the Overwatch League Opens, and I think they also made it to the knockouts, but they kind of went out early.
Yeah. I mean, part of that is like, I think they've got a couple of interesting pickups. Like Aiden and Argon are new. New is strong. They're certainly not nearly as experienced as like Wuchan and Milgaru are. But I still feel like the Smurfs should probably be, significantly ahead.
Ooh, okay. Isolated, Smurf being isolated here, but was able to survive. I think that's one of the biggest reasons Doomfist is actually part of the meta. Like sometimes, like I don't want to say he's like a must pick, but we see a lot more Doomfist than we did before, and I think a lot of that comes to his survivability in these kind of situations where you dive, you get isolated, but you still are able to survive a turn.
Yeah, he's also a good target for like comboing with the supports. He's actually a decent nano target, which is something that kind of contents with when you got an Ana.
All right. So,
oh, okay. I mean, this is still absolutely winnable here for SPG to retake.
Let me just take a quick peek on that pulse bomb from Argon.
Oh, that's nice.
It wasn't a stick, but it kind of like forced the maneuver for Izayaki to just like die to the Doomfist or just die to the pulse bomb.
Yeah, I think Milgaru also like punched Izayaki into the AoE of it, so that bit of a combo there with the tanks.
Yeah, so I also want to talk about Milgaru here. Milgaru, I think, was a very new player coming into this year. He was known for his ball, but like in the earlier stages of this year, we were all talking about, yes, he's good at ball, but not pretty much anything else. But he was like, to me, in Korean contenders, he was one of the most fastest developing players that I've seen. He plays a lot of good Orisa. He plays a lot of good Doofus as well. So this is really interesting to see how he can make the difference here against a Overwatch League, a top Overwatch League talent team.
Yeah, I will also highlight, by the way, Aid and Milgaru are brothers.
Oh, that's true.
Aid, I believe, is the elder. Milgaru is the younger.
That is correct. It's a family reunion on a team. They were separated during they were separated for a certain time on contenders. No.
Trying to remember because I think
they weren't.
Aid was I think Aid was on here the whole time. Also, wow. I mean, this is that rally from Violet working overtime to deny the nano overclock. Oh, they played in Australian contenders together as well. Interesting. Okay.
Oh, that's something Avril might have some insight on. Well, to be honest, like I do think that the Smurfs is like really playing. Like they're not fooling around, but SPG's actually standing a chance against them. I've seen several good fights, and I think this fight, like, if the pulse goes well, might be actually winnable.
Yeah, I think right now the difference between these two teams is the fact that it's that 5% difference where you just need like that pick, right? And you kind of expect Birdring or Prophet to come up with that. I don't think Aid and Argon are at that level just yet, where they can guarantee an elimination. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Well, Argon still has that pulse bomb. Izayaki falls down first. Birdring is down as well. Mika's doing God's work here. Violate down. So this fight is probably going on the way for SPG. This is kind of exciting here. Smurf and Prophet are looking for health packs, but Aid is trying to stagger Smurf. If Smurf falls down here, it might be a problem for Smurfs because it is 77% and running.
I think the one thing we're kind of looking at here in this last fight, if for SPG to kind of lock it out, is you're looking for the nano here specifically. The pulse bomb has to find value, but Milgaro on the nano is who I probably expect this to be given to, and they need to find elimination onto the back line.
All right, Aid
Yeah, pulse
has
bomb goes wide.
overtime almost ticking. Milgaro saved by that nade. Aid very low and antied, but does find shelter. Prophet does not find his target, but will probably be able to take down Uchan. Uchan's actually living a lot longer than he should be, and that is that doofus. Nano here doesn't find any value. Aiden is trying so hard to get Uchan alive, and Birdring takes down Milgaro, but Izaki's down, Birdring down. This might actually go for the side of SPG, and holy crap, I thought I was in for a fun game, but wow, this is getting competitive here.
Yeah, that's really that's SPG. I think SPG there specifically understanding their economy. Okay, so this is one of the interesting things about kind of running this composition here is how explosive it is. You can manufacture an elimination out of almost nothing, which is not super common in Overwatch, right? Because there's not a lot of protection, right? There's not a lot of like
Of course.
damage mitigation, like like a matrix or shield or something. And there are a lot of squishies that are so you can actually out mechanic your opponent on this one. And I think in this particular instance, Aid gets a nano boost and they're able to get a couple eliminations with a railgun. It makes these are why I like compositions like this, because skill expression ends up being a huge option. And I mean SPG, we've seen how talented they've been all year long, so it's nice to see them pop off here.
Yeah, so not a lot of key changes from the side of both sides actually. They're both running this doofus iteration of the dive, and like you said, LaFine, there's not a lot of protection from the backline, so it was really impressive for Aiden on the last round to keep Uchan alive. I think that made a lot of difference, but Milgaro falling first, so the Smurfs will be having prio over this point.
Yeah, I mean, with the Doomfist down, you have to kind of just retreat full sail.
And then the stagger on Aid doesn't really help. Smurfs are just pulling on the pressure. Oh, good nade by Uchan here, but Izayaki takes down Argon, so yet more, I guess, more time delayed for the side of SPG.
I wonder, there's no damage, there's no like environmental area in that situation. I think it was like actually the 5 damage impact of the sleep that killed Argon. That's pretty funny.
Yeah, I mean, just in case a lot of people, I think a lot of people should know by this point that the sleep has 5 damage, so it is a weapon. So that's probably one of the most threatening stringes.
Yeah.
Prophet looking for the stick, and I think it did stick on Uchan, and that is gonna be, ooh, SPG has to back up once again because it was none other than Uchan, so that's a lot of healing denied for the side of SPG. They have to fall back, they have to regroup, they know that it's 58%. If there's another stagger, then they already might go to the final fight territory. Okay.
Yeah, I mean, here's where Smurfs are doing a great job of like, any individual pick they have, it's always like taking space into their opponent's side. So you can't like reset on your own terms. And I mean, that's what separates some of the best teams, from sort of the just good.
Okay, that was Birdring with the nano. They're trying to zone out SPG. They're doing it so far. 2 trade kills from Aiden and Izayaki. There's no one healer for each side. Not a lot of kills from this overclock, but it did manage to zone out SPG. SPG looks deterred, and the Argon did touch, but will he be able to survive? The rally is there, and it looks like it's anyone's fight until Milgaro falls, so that's going to be, it looks like this is going to be over in 100-0. yes, the Smurfs will find their revenge on SPG. SPG, yes, they did a very good job on round 1, but they did, well, to be honest, they didn't really have much of a winning chance on round 2.
I mean, it takes them. It comes down to that space taking after getting a pick off, right? That changes this entire round. That was something that Smurfs couldn't do in round number 1, and we're seeing it here. We're seeing like a lot more effort being put into that second layer of the fight, and I expect we'll see very similar things happen on this third point, where you take an aggressive staging for your initial approach to the encounter or to the fight. Encounter. That after that you're able to, even if you don't get the eliminations, forcing SPG to have to retake space, waste like 10-15%, right? Removing an entire fight's worth of time from the objective.
Oh, Smurf very low. Violet taken down early, so this time it is going to be SPG who has the chance to push out the Smurfs and take that initial point. Smurfs, they know that they did this to SPG, so they don't want to be on the receiving end of the pressure. They are trying to regain a lot of space, and they want to get back to the point. It looks like the first cap is going to be SPG. However, they want to have a lot of pressure to the Smurfs so that they can't approach the point as easily as they want to.
That's a lot of damage, or a lot of area that Smurf is taking basically by himself. Still, it's not gonna matter. Aid on an off angle catches the supports out, so yeah, they're gonna have to reset.
Yep.
I'm curious to see if there are gonna be changes here, right? Because like, I don't think this composition is particularly well suited unless you can get a punch and elimination with like, like have the Genji dash in. I don't know if there's gonna be an ego play from the Smurfs, but where they think they can like isolate an individual and take it down. We've seen how strong the Sigma is at the World Cup in this hatch, right?
Yeah,
so,
Sigma is definitely good. Like, I would say that Sigma is definitely the way to go for the meta, unless... Okay, so this is how you usually break this composition up, right? Because you have that long-range pick potential with that railgun. Again, Birdring opens the way. I think Aiden should have probably kept his sound barrier because already there were 2 members lost before that sound barrier was invested. But
yeah, a bit of a hat cat too, while, players are still left alive. So, SPG, strangely, playing a very, very disparate setup.
that's okay. It does put them at a disadvantage right now because, as you can see here, there are 4 ults incoming where there's only, I guess, oh well, they are approaching 3 ults, so maybe it is a skill fight. There is that Flux that does not catch anyone, so this is gonna be an uphill fight for the side of SPG. Yes, there is that window, and they're investing ultimates here and there. They take out Smurf. Smurf was the only one that used ult. Oh, Birdring thinks different. He thinks he can win this fight. He is investing the nano to Birdring as well, and he takes out Uchan. Prophet takes out Aid. They won this fight despite losing Smurf early in that fight. Both teams used a lot of ultimates, but in the end, it is the Smurfs that is smiling here because remember, they have 2 more ultimates, and Prophet, this man is known for his Genji. His Dragon Blade is definitely going to make a difference.
Yeah, I mean, SPG, this is going to come down. It's like the only way they come back into this fight is if they have an accretion and then have the instant follow-up damage, which is unlikely to come through. That should be closed out of the round here.
There's this blade. Although it didn't make any eliminations, it did enough damage, enough to threaten SPG out. And remember, this in this professional settings, getting space, securing space is everything.
Yep.
Oh,
right,
Aiden just used. Okay.
Yeah, they didn't have any way to touch. So just a little bit of an exploratory sound barrier. I mean, yeah, that's understand. I think in terms of like, we're seeing experience show here, and this is what we're talking about with SPG all the way back in Contenders, and when they moved into into the knockout or to the opens, right? Is that this was a team that didn't have a ton of like a lot of these players didn't have a ton of experience stepping in. Keep in mind, SPG had to like revamp their roster several times, right? Like they lost players, had to like bring new ones in, and you could see it show here too, right? Like the players they're mechanically very talented. They understand the pro level of the game as well. They don't have like world championship experience yet.
Yeah, I think that's really, I guess that's probably the very most accurate way to put it. Like, these players, I mean, I won't be as far to say that one particular team is, well, I want to say that, like, Milgaru is, like, the best tank in the world, Uchan the best support in the world, yet, but, like, they're there. They have the talent, it's just that, Team Smurf have the experience. They know they win these like crucial situations. They know their win conditions. They know how to execute them, even though if they haven't been on the same team for quite a bit.
Yeah.
Just give me a minute to change sim preset.
Also for the chat, no, it is not live. These are the replays from the open. Or from the qualification rounds.
Alrighty. So what are we
Hello?
seeing here?
Stepping in.
Hello.
Hello,
Oh, hey,
Fawn.
G Clef. How are you?
What's going on, everyone?
By the way, this is G Clef. He is going to be with us for. He's also going to bring us the games. So while that
Hopefully
happened,
for the rest of the night.
yeah,
Let's go.
while that happened, they're not even capping, but the Smurfs pushed. They flushed SPG out, and I don't think maybe they want to retake. I don't think they can they?
They're posturing for it, but no, they can't. There really is no way to get back in.
Because this is a relatively like slow comp.
Yes, this is also a really tight choke point, right? And you don't have anything to force. So when you're trying to retake, you need a force to get into the objective, right? Because remember, you're in a position of disadvantage. So what is the opportunity? What are you doing to make the other team let you in, right? And a lot of the times it's things like ults, or which obviously they didn't generate because this was first fight, or like picks, like if you have a Widow or a Sojourn or something like that. And unfortunately, that's just not going to happen.
Okay, Burgering is being saved. Maybe he's gonna pop the overclock right after that, or he's just gonna decide to save it. I don't think they might have. They probably should have, but invest the rally instead. So in the end, that was a team one fight. Okay, so Burgering was right to save that overclock, and we'll be using that for the next fight.
I think Rally is the better investment there because you're thinking of like what are you trading it for, right, on your opposing side. When you're on the high ground, the overclock is going to have much more value than the Rally will, especially because it's going to be hard for the Sigma to push into the high ground here once he's dislodged, whereas the overclock does not have that same issue. So in terms of like resource trade, this makes a lot more sense.
Okay, they successfully, actually, the Smurfs have made it successfully to the tunnel, and it's at the latter stages of it. Argon is looking for a good angle for the Blizzard. However, I don't think that there is a good angle yet. That's a rally from Aiden, so they want to push out. They are, I think, they should be able to secure this fight. They are isolated members of the Smurfs. The question is, yes, Prophet does survive. Is Smurf going to be fortunate? He was fortunate enough to survive that fight, and they will be regrouping faster than SPG wanted them to be.
Milgaru, by the way, talking about him some more, he's one of the tanks that I'm considering like the new age of tanks. Historically, we describe tanks as like main tank, off tank, right? Milgaru has kind of just like done everything, right? Obviously a very good Reinhardt, very good Wrecking Ball. His Sigma too has been good, and added a Doomfist on top of it.
Okay, so shutdown on, yes, Prophet did get value on Aiden. However, the Dragonblade was, I think that was a good shutdown on Prophet on the side of SPG. I think they would be pretty happy with that.
Yeah, because that was Nanoblade. That was not. It was not just the. It was not just the Dragonblade. So the fact both ultimates are put down, they still have a pretty decent setup here in terms of positioning. Good read.
Milgaru, very low. Not getting a lot of value. Okay. It seemed that he didn't get a lot of value from the overclock, but I think he did enough damage for the rest of the team to clean up. So this will be point B cap for the side of Smurfs.
Yeah, this is unfortunately just never able to fully reset on SPG's side, right? They're not able to kind of really get their feet under them, and once that happens, a high mobility composition is going to have more success more frequently than the slow one that kind of needs to play together. So it's tough for SPG. I think they had some really good looks, but a bit of a comp difference on that one.
Yeah. So G Clef, how do you you know, this has been a while since you've been, you know, casting been in the Overwatch action. How do you feel about this game right now?
Well, I've been watching it on the way home. How the Smurfs were destroying all the other teams, but SPG actually holding it pretty well on this line. But I think it's about Birdwing how he can actually start off the fight, and as you can see, they're actually saving a lot more because in terms of the angles, I do think Smurf can actually see a lot more because of how they're grouped up. And SPG, sometimes they're just off of their comfortable zone oftentimes in this kind of fight, as you can see.
Nasty one here by Violet.
This has also been a consistent change for them. Violet is using the rally as a consistent counter to the window. He like holds space in front of it by himself.
He's basically playing as the off tank. It looks like his positioning is like really trying to be like the off tank.
Yeah, 100%. I fully agree with that actually. It's an interesting adaptation from the Brick player.
So if you were the SPG, I think the prime target should be probably Violet then, because he's positioning as the off tank, but of course Brig is not like as tanky. Well, maybe she does have a lot of sustain in her, but like if you just trying to focus on just trying to jump on the Brig, probably would have a little bit more success. But again, it comes to the comp difference where SPG's comp is not as mobile enough to just single-handedly jump on the Brig.
Oh, Smurf Sigma. We haven't seen a ton of this.
Huh.
Also, actually, we have insight into this. I remember back when, because Contenders Korea was the first competitive played on the patch that would end up being, you know, the grand finals patch, right? So we got a chance, like the three of us got a chance to see the Sigma kind of be developed in real time ahead of playoffs. At first it was isolated to this map specifically. It was isolated to Midtown.
Yes, exactly.
And then it sort of kind of extended further and further outwards into the rest of the to the game. So interesting to see that now that evolution is coming through once more, where defensively Sigma's picked up, and now we're seeing the Doomfist on the offense.
I think it really comes to a lot of the tank rock paper scissors meta, where remember where after Bastion was viable, a lot of the tanks just kind of like got grounded out, right? Like yes, we do see a lot of the Winston, but like the Winston composition, a lot of the tanks were like deemed unviable because of the inability to just survive the Bastion configuration turn. And then came the Orisa anchor, and not a lot of yes, the Orisa composition survives the Bastion Bastion meta, but not a lot of other tanks could win against this Orisa, and I think Sigma is like one of the tanks that does stand a good chance against Orisa. I think that that's how the Sigma became meta.
I really like this approach that SPG took here. They allowed, well, aside from Milgaru there, they allowed the Smurfs to beat themselves, trying to take like some pretty aggressive setups. There's gonna be a reset here. I think they actually want to contest.
I don't think the second tick registered. Oh, okay, now it did. Aiden. Oh, they're investing both support ultimates to secure the point, and maybe they probably, yeah, and I think it's pretty much worth it if they are able to fully cap this point. Violet is going for the rally. Oh, but the cap was there, so it was definitely worth it for the side of SPG. Yes, it was a good attempt, and I don't think it was a waste. But in the end, if you look at the results here, the Smurfs did concede the point. So credit to SPG. I think that was
I mean, credit to Milgaru and Aiden specifically, because they played bouncer on that one, right? Like holding space so no one could actually contest. I mean, the thing is though, is if they didn't have that aggressive setup, they weren't going to capture. So it's kind of like a last-ditch effort, and SPG make the most of it.
All right. So
the Smurfs were actually timing it perfectly, so they can actually bounce in just before the last tick, but it didn't happen because of the bouncers, as you mentioned.
Hey, Smurf down early, so I am assuming that SPG wants to take control of this high ground, and will be able to do so because Smurf is not available. Smurf is going to go to the Winston, so it's going to be dive versus dive, kind of like a similar composition and win conditions here. Uchan approaching his nano will be. I would assume it would go to Milgaru. Or Aid. Oh, and not if he's dead.
Bird rig.
Oh, even worse. And gonna dive into the back line right after. Oh.
This pickup is an Aid. I think.
Oh,
my god. Oh my goodness.
That's nasty.
That's just one of the best players. That's just one of the best players in the world doing his thing. What can you say?
And that was happening while there was a nanoed doofus running into his face.
Yeah, that's just bad timing. That's just so unlucky. Once you lose your... the elimination comes right as the dive comes in. Like, you have to commit to the dive, but you already know it's a wash, right? Oh, it's so sad.
It is. So I guess it's up to Argon and Aid to make a difference, and or maybe a pick with that pulse bomb, or maybe the railgun. Hopefully doesn't have to use the overclock, but they do. Okay, but Birdring has plans of his own. Oh, Birdring, oh Birdring. Yep, just as Surgeon is saying, cleaning house.
Yeah, nano overclock. Oh my goodness. Just body shots. You know, we usually use body shot bandit as like kind of a joke, like, you know, it's like a thing that you don't want to do. This is one of the few times where like it's actually perfectly, not only is it perfectly good to just like spam shots in the body, it's the most efficient way of using that combo.
We've seen a body shot bandit in the side of a Fearless, in the form of Fearless.
Yeah, that one was us.
Oh,
oh, that's another spicy shot.
Alright, so the problem for SPG here is, like, yes, I mean, it's easy to just blame Aid for, like, getting headshot, giving him the angles, but it's really just, like, the team is not being able to get the space that they need, because they're giving Birdring angles, like, to, oh, Aid, leave the man alone.
Was that in a row?
That's 3 in a row.
That's 3 in a row.
Aid is just losing confidence, as you can see from the movement. Yeah. He's just heading down and losing a lot of damage when Birdling is actually doing the opposite.
He's been holding the overclock for some time, and the problem with SPG right now is that they have the ults, but they don't. They're being picked out before they even have an opportunity to use that ult. And also, like you said, G Clef, good point, because they're losing confidence because for the last 3 fights they were committing ultimates, but they lost. So this usually kind of like leads to ultimates. Them over investing ultimates. Ooh.
Oh.
Okay.
Wait, where'd the pulse bomb go? Oh no, it was not Prophet's pulse bomb. Okay, that makes sense. I was like, did Prophet pulse bomb the doofus and it didn't do anything? No, it was Argon. Remember the really old saying, like, 6 ults you lose? That has become less and less common in Overwatch 2. I don't know what it is.
Well, I kind of want to point out on that, because yes, you use 5 ults and you win, but you lose the game because you just over invest.
Yeah, but I mean, Aiden and Milgaro still have tools, right? There's still an opportunity. I don't expect them to win this
I was
fight
meaning
because they don't.
using 5 bullets. But
Yeah. Oh, that rally! What a bionade there from Izayaki. Oh, poor Milgaro. Bye bye.
And I think that's pretty much game. It should be. Violet's
Yeah.
still bloodthirsty. Well, no, he's trying to
What
get
is
up.
Bella doing? What is Bro doing?
Oh, wait
Wait,
a
hold-
minute.
oh,
Daggers. Violet. Oh, they're actually gonna make it.
It almost seemed like game there.
Yeah, it almost seemed like game there. Like, I just
Shut
want
up.
I want to see this fight again.
We had an excellent perspective as to why that happened.
Yes.
Violet my goat for sure. I think it starts off with like a
No, it's a lot. It's way.
yeah, it's like a little bit further even I think than this. Yeah, here, like from here. Okay, so Milgaro's dead. It's a good focus fire.
And Nano's off third ring.
Izayaki to get Wuchan. Pulse
How-
bomb.
how
Wait,
did
that
they-
pulse bomb. How did pulse bomb not kill Aiden?
Huh. Oh. Interesting.
And then 8 pops off.
Yeah.
Yeah, so
still
I think
sees
it was
live?
an individual 8 effort, and then some mistakes on the side of the Smurfs, because I think Violet tried to jump on the bridge like the short way, and then he wanted to give the rally to his teammates, but because he had rally on himself, and I think that kind of made the difference. But oh well, I think it was
that
more
is
of
the
a good
strangest-
8 play.
Yeah, that was also one of the strangest plays I think I've ever seen.
60 seconds remaining.
Alright, 60 seconds remaining. Aid has his overclock. Argon also has his pulse bomb. So if he wants to make this easy for SPG, because they are already having a very shallow time bank, they need to make this quick.
And Argon's trying to die from the top. I think I've been found just now.
Okay, Aid. Okay, good start of the fight. And also a good nade! That's Violet down on... Okay. I think they may
What a
actually cap
dive.
this.
The problem is that they cannot capture with time.
Yes, that's the problem.
Yeah, so no matter what happens, this map is unfortunately already over.
It's
and
either a draw or a win for the Smurfs.
Exactly. And they have 2.5 minutes, so.
Oh! Did you guys see that? That was... No, wait, just wait a second. That
So Aiden
was...
gets slept
Aiden
here.
gets slept. And then he gets pulse bombed. Oh my god.
I mean, you're hoping, like, he gets stuck, so you're hoping the rally could do something, but it does not. It's 200 and, it ends up being 290.
So I think, I remember I calculated how much time you need to have the rally before, so you can survive. So if you... So, this might be incorrect. If you pop the rally within 0.7 seconds after you get stuck, you live. There's a possibility that you live.
Yeah. All right. And I mean, so this is an expected outcome for this game, right? Like the 2-0, I think makes it, if you were expecting something different, I don't think that's fair. But I think this showcases that SPG, you know, clearly they're in the same realm of conversation, talent-wise. You know what I mean? And these are players that I think have, you know, an opportunity to kind of make the next step.
Yeah, exactly. I think, like, even just like what we've seen on contenders, right? These players are more like prospects, and then
Yes.
and like you said, they have the potential to be there. It's just that these players are not just even ordinary Overwatch League players. They are like championship tier players. So I think I think it goes. I think phase needs to goes to both sides, like the Smurfs, where they did what that was expected of them. I don't think there
Yes.
were like major mistakes. Maybe like some minor mistakes here and there. Maybe at like point B, that fight was a little bit messy. But overall, I think the Smurfs were very, very impressive. Like I think we've seen their Doomfist like mostly we saw their dive comp. Probably we'll see a little bit more of the Sigma comp as they face other Overwatch League tier teams. But as far as their as far as their mechanics, tactic, like team maneuver is going, I think they're really, really good. And also SPG, like they clearly played a team that were on a higher power level than them, and they still. To me, it felt like they still know what their win conditions are, despite being at a lower power level, and they tried to execute it on a tactical level.
I'm to kind of add on to that. Aiden is, I think, an interesting add to this roster because it shores up some of the I think some of the
Ready for battle.
struggles they were having in terms of that like main support role. So and also Uchan has really, I think, cemented himself now in the main support role, or not main support, in the support role, because remember he role swapped at the beginning of this year. And now he looks like he's fully comfortable on that pick and looks like a flex support. So yeah, SPG, the next big step for them, I think, is coming up for these players anyway.
Yep, and like you said, we can this team, although they did lose to the Smurfs, like spoiler alert, they did make it to the knockout stages of the tournament. So this is not going to be the last time you're going to see SPG. So just a reminder to keep an eye on them, because these, like, whether it be this year or whether it is going to be I guess whatever comes in competitive Overwatch next year, they will be there. Like, maybe not on the same team, maybe in a different iteration, but these players will be there, and these players might be the next generation of Overwatch.
So no, it's KDK, right?
Yep, I'm just trying to.
Yes, thank you.
Make it fit. Sorry.
Not TKDK.
Yeah. So it's Team One. I just want to like fully kind of.
Okay.
I think having that, I think that the slight shift is actually funnier. So
Okay, B grade production. Just hang with me, guys.
I'll give you a B plus for doing everything at the same time.
yeah, exactly.
All right, I'll put that on my resume if I ever get to run my own production. Clearly, VMix is a lot easier than OBS. All right, just to give you a quick introduction of KDK, I have no idea who these guys are, but
One.
I from my knowledge, I know that this is a scrim team in Korea. So, like, mechanically, they're all very, very talented players as well. I don't know if if some of these players have been playing in other countries, professionally, but we'll see, because this is definitely going to be an interesting match.
Well, let's see how much weight can Dumbbell actually hold as a tank as he goes down immediately. Okay.
So, Tracer's in-game name here is very familiar, but I think it's not Kaylee formerly of the Guangzhou Charge.
Yeah, no, that's it. My Kaylee is spelled with a Y. So MYKAYL is how my Kaylee is spelled. The one player I think on this,
I saw Taro somewhere.
I think Taro is former ODH Taro.
Okay.
But obviously I can't confirm that. But that's the last time I saw the name Taro.
Oh, Dumbbell actually trying to wreak havoc here. Is a Yaki all down? That's actually 3 kills, so maybe that's gonna be a flip to the side. Oh, Smurf very low as well. Cannot take that health pack, so it's a flip for KDK. And okay, not 100-0 confirmed. Prophet looking for a pulse. Winging it, goes wide. So that's one bullet dodged by the side of KDK. Violet is indeed in that off-tank position. Oh, well, a health pack is not gonna save Izuyaki from that pulse. However, it looks like overall this. Whoa, the flip was already there. So,
Yeah, I mean-
good fight.
Anchoring the objective is something this Sigma comp has to do just better at, and because that's theoretically where they sort of excel compared to the Doomfist composition, even you know, accounting for skill difference. So to give up the point that easily is a little unfortunate.
How do you think about the Tracer paired up with the Sigma composition?
I mean, it can work, right? It doesn't. It's not intrinsically incorrect. It just doesn't have the same utility that like a Mei would necessarily.
To be honest, I'll be very honest here. I just want to see this overclock first.
Uh-oh.
Yeah, this is why the body shots are so efficient with this combo.
Well, I mean, especially if you have the nano, right?
Yeah.
Like going back to the composition, I think, to me, the Tracer is kind of like a mispick for me because the Sigma comp is a really slow composition that can't cover sidelines or the side or the flanks rather. But Tracer has to go to the flank to get the value, to get any kind of sort of value. Tracer is not like the kind of hero that you play like face on and just like, you know, do frontal damage. But unless your Tracer can just win 1v2s or at least 1v1s like 100% of the time, I don't think the Tracer does have a lot of value, especially in this composition, because the Tracer is not, there's no way, tactical way that the Tracer can get any resources.
Yes, in Unknown's perfect world, yes. But what if? Is it Mikhail or
Mike Haley, I
or
think. Mike Haley.
Mike Haley is a Tracer only player from the movements that I see.
Like,
from
this
player,
works,
huh?
because like,
Yes.
this composition works if this works. If the Tracer is capable of going, like, doing 1v2s, 3s, 4s, 5s. And I think it's a high risk, high return, but, I mean...
I think this point also specifically is okay because there's a lot of like off angles you can take as Tracer where Blink like gets you elevation changes. That's something to also account for, right? Like how much resources you have to take to get into position. It's very easy for Tracer to like bounce around this point. So that's also part of it.
Yeah, I definitely agree.
And I've seen some of the movements from Sigma player, Dumbbell, who actually went super aggressive at Sigma alone. I think it's also because Tracer is actually holding the back line of the opponent.
It's
Which can
96,
stretch,
they need to touch.
But, you know.
Okay, Tracer did touch. Oh, that was fancy moves from the side of Smurf here. Violet is not feeling intrigued for the rally just yet.
And Prophet winning that 1v1 to
he didn't even need it.
Side.
That was such a pretty setup by the Doomfist. The nano into the punch to like deny the accretion. If he's even if he's like a half second slower, he's stunned and the play falls apart. But that is just such a pretty setup.
Oh, okay. So, I think compared to the SPG game, this game is a little bit more in a disparity in power levels. I think the Smurfs is clearly like, I mean, of course they have been like for the entire day today, but it looks like they feel a little bit more comfortable, like compared to when they were playing SPG right now. Well, I mean,
yeah, SPG knows how to take fights quicker. Like they know how to take fights with the pro timing. You could tell that this is not KDK don't quite have that same pace that you kind of need to operate at this level.
Again, there is that Tracer. Prophet is taking that Tracer 1v1. I think again that the Smurfs composition is in a way much better setup for Prophet to like be in a good position because just look at this. I just want to put this in proper situation, proper Fitz situation. Like whatever
with the
target,
Doomfist.
whatever target he decides to go, Smurf can just jump with him. And that's not a luxury that Mike Haley can get.
Yeah.
He has to do things on his own. So, like, I think that's why in a lot of cases with the Sigma composition, they usually want to go with the Mei, because they can stay with the rest of the group team and provide a little bit of power, value, zoning for that Sigma to operate a little bit more efficiently.
Yeah. I also think that this point specifically is much harder. You know, I was talking about those elevation shifts with the blinks on the last point. That's no longer the case here, right? So you don't have natural advantage anymore.
Okay, Prophet did overextend a little bit, got punished because Mike Haley there. That specific position was a position where Prophet couldn't get any resources, like healing resources from his team, but Mike Haley could. So it was a little bit of an overextension from the side of Prophet, but still the Smurfs with the ultimate Prophet came back really quickly, and they didn't even give the flip point. No casualties yet! The pulse bomb goes wide, so this is anyone's game right now. Some low health members on the side of the Smurfs,
again.
but MKLE got down. Mayu is down, and I don't think Team Smurfs even needs to use ultimates here. Oh, the gravitic flux didn't catch anyone, so that is a tragic loss for the side of KDK, and the Smurfs are saving their ultimates. They have the Nano, they have the rally, and they will have the overclock incoming. So this is probably going to be a winning fight for the side of Smurfs. KDK, if they even want a chance for a last fight territory, they have to engage fast and lose while popping out a lot of the ultimates. Oh, okay, that's a start. Remember, the longer the fight goes, the worse for KDK, because this is already at 90%.
I actually there isn't really a chance for them to actually fully reset here, and they have no sustain, so you're gonna have nano overclock into nothing. Even though they touch, this fight's over.
Yeah. Remember, Bird Ring has this. Also, the nano is available as well, so it is going to be the nano overclock. Permission to body shot approved, and that is a lot of hurt for the side of KDK, and that's just gonna be map.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's there are times when you look. Sometimes there is stuff like you talk about, like staging and setup and execution, and sometimes it really is one team has more check marks than the other.
How many $8 payments that they made to X.com? But
Yeah, it's also the how Smurfs are playing the game. They know exactly when Trish is gonna come in. Everyone just poops aside, makes some space for Diana to actually have the perfect sleep dart. The amount of experience that I can see from their movement is actually quite wild.
Oh, new map.
we haven't seen Paraiso in a while. Well, this is the
yay.
first time we've seen Paraiso, right?
Yeah, because we've seen Midtown and Blizzard World as the two options so far. But ISO has been pretty limited overall. Even when it was first released, because we had it in the contenders pool for a little bit. I think we saw it like twice.
And then we saw a little bit of Paraiso and the Overwatch World Cup.
Yes.
But we overall we didn't do a lot of this map.
Yeah, this map's not very popular. It's a very pretty map though.
It's been over a year that it came out, though, right?
Yeah.
Almost a year and a half. Now,
Almost a
right?
year. Yeah.
And just for your information, guys, we have a substitution for the side of KDK.
Oh.
What was that?
Dumbbell
man
had to go to the gym.
Yeah, he had to go to the gym, and we have Twitch. Nungbo man. I don't know what Nungbo is, but
Which
maybe
I
maybe
also
his
have
name.
no idea what that is.
But it looks like he's a streamer. So let's see how the substitutions can make a difference. We have a we have an Narisa on board, but we don't have a Bastion. So we'll see how that how that works out. Prophet is going. Oh, that's a huge nade from the side of Izayaki. No casualties, but it gives up this side, this part where Prophet is. They have to back up. Smurf is taking full advantage of that, and also Risa is purpled, is naded, and has to give up more space. So probably the next jump they want to go contest the point. Prophet very low, but gets healed up.
I'm surprised that KDK actually didn't lose anyone yet, because that dive was actually pretty wild. With
I think they're just using they're having a good you know, use of their environment and terrain. But that
Nano Winston.
bird ring down first, but took down Risa with him. Prophet taking that, winning the echo fight, so it looks like it is going to be I don't, maybe at least they have to give up 2 ticks. The question is, will KDK be willing to contest after this? After 2 ticks? I don't, because this is the Risa. This might be a little bit hard to contest.
Yeah, I don't think they can touch. By the way, the difference in this fight is the you can see the how like pro players, one of the things that they do so well is they don't take damage when they don't need to. There is at the start of the fight, Prophet and Izayaki were both, or not Izayaki, Violet were both very, very weak. But because they don't get eliminated, it buys time for Izayaki to build the nano. They can open up with Smurf going in to create space, and they basically like are able to get everyone back to full HP.
Oh, he just got melted before he could use a Primal Rage, and this is kind of a little bit of a, I guess, stabilizing point for the side of KDK.
One of the things about this point is the natural high ground that's afforded to defense. It's so hard to get in with clean angles. So this is where you're supposed to make up time if you lose the point the first point quickly.
There's that ultimate, but Violet gets out in time and gets the Twitch Nuvobank gets punished. The KDK is investing a lot of ultimates, but is not getting any value, as actually they are getting pushed out. So 2 corners. Prophet's gonna get his own Bob, and has to force out the bubble, which is pretty huge because yes, the Winston has a lot of value, but the bubble is really crucial to his survivability. And look, because he doesn't have that bubble, he has to take shelter, and that's a lot of space given out to the side of the Smurfs. Smurfs taking full advantage of this. Prophet is sleeping, but he's just taking a nap because everyone else is taking care of KDG. Look how deep Smurf is going. He just got away with murder. Mew is dead here out of all places, where almost the spawn was. Those Smurf is taking this very seriously here.
Yeah, Smurfs in the group stages clearly have a difference. They really do want to make sure that they get through as quickly as possible.
They have dinner appointments, all right?
Yep.
They want to get this over as quickly as possible. One of the things that I'm really noticing here is that Violet is playing in the he's constantly playing in that off-tank position and acting as one. I don't know if he can do that. Oh, that aim! That's a Cassidy aim. But going back to the point, he's providing he's also helping Smurf, like, securing the crucial space that his team needs, so that the rest of the team can play as comfortably as possible.
The one thing that happens though is that because Violet is playing on cart, like as an off tank, Izayaki is a lot more exposed. It gets an elimination there. I don't know if it's actually going to matter though.
That's the rally, supposedly to save himself. Smurf does not have Primal. He should be careful if he wants to survive. Izayaki is trying his very best to save him. The nano is there. Purpled out. He needs to jump back.
Yeah, they're not giving. Even when they lose space, even when they lose momentum, they don't lose a ton of space. The Smurfs keep holding space. Like it's making it so difficult for KDK to like ever restaged for a new fight, and the cart has been moving the whole time.
So, what I'm realizing here is that Izayaki, he's kind of sick of Violet just kind of like leaving him and just going in front. So he's following Violet around.
I mean, I guess that works.
He was, Izayaki has been the main target of the opponent tracer all the time. So if you have more coverage from the teammates, it does make sense. I mean, if you're the only one left in the back line when Violet is just disregarding you as the other support.
Yeah, I mean, fair. That's fair.
Listen, it's not Violet's fault that Izayaki keeps dying, right? So, at least according to Violet himself, like, you know what, Izayaki, it's not my problem. You if you want healing, you gotta be next to me.
All right, we'll see what both teams are cooking here. It looks like a very similar comp of what Smurfs were running. Smurfs were running kind of like on the offense, and then Smurf, hello.
Smurf might be.
Okay, no, never mind.
Smurf might be the tank player from like historic Overwatch, like Overwatch 1 play, that best fits in the new paradigm
Of
for
Overwatch
tank
2?
players, right?
Well, I would say
Because
someone.
like he's got obviously all the main tanks. We know how good he is on all of them, and has added like Sigma Zarya on top of it all. I think the only question we have for Smurf is stuff like Wrecking Ball and like maybe like
Hey, Wrecking Ball.
honestly probably just Wrecking Ball at this point.
I mean, well, I'll be fair. Hamsters can play Wrecking Ball instead of Smurf. And that's that Violet Zen. So okay, I can imagine this conversation. So he.
Ooh, that Winston.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay.
At least he tried a little bit, or it couldn't be healed from the back line.
Okay, I'm kind of interested to see how this team, the Smurfs, will be able to adapt without a Lucio, because all their comps that they're playing right now. Well, I mean, of course, even with the Orisa, having a Lucio really helps, but all the comps that the Smurfs are playing are comps that don't really kind of like need a Lucio, because there's no dedicated Lucio player. Yes, Violet did play a little bit of Lucio in the Overwatch League, I know, but like he's not been like what I would say a full-time Lucio, and sometimes like especially sometimes maybe against stronger teams they might need to pull that up. I'm interested to see how they adapt to that.
What was Izayaki doing there? A
Izayaki?
very late immortality field, and
Alright,
then like
let me
just
check
not
real quick.
like this so far okay. This is fine. This is what is this?
Oh,
And then he uses Ant Matrix out here in the middle of the open with no lamp. Like what?
he wanted to have fun. Maybe he's gonna swap. Maybe. I think he should. Right?
This is also a shift, by the way. They're running, or I guess shift is the wrong word. They're running the Pocket Mercy here. It makes the Echo so much, more of a threat in close.
Because remember on Team Smurfs offense, Prophet had the upper hand on the Echo duel, so I think they wanted to kind of like identified that, hey, winning the Echo fight is going to be like keeping Prophet at bay is going to be one of the win conditions that they're going to have. So I guess like good tactical adaptation for the side of KDK.
Yeah, no, I like the Mercy play. It also is one of the few things, because there's so much verticality, Echo has a natural advantage, right? Because she can shift so quickly that giving her extra resources, like with the Mercy Pocket, makes sense. Also, those are some nice stickies.
And nice shot. We have a Hanzo on board. We're seeing a new version of KDK. Where was this? Where was the Hanzo? Where was the Echo? In the last map. I mean, I guess, okay, to be fair, I don't think Hanzo would have been good on Samoa, but... I wonder who the nano target is going to be for the side of KDK. Okay, we know.
Well, there it is, Winston. Oh no. I guess, I mean, the Winston was the nano target, but that just made him a target, so. Falls over.
Alright.
I like that they're not giving up space, though. Oh, this is not a... This is such a strange fight.
Yeah, I know. I think this is the most vulnerable version of the Smurfs that I'm seeing right now. They're kind of like really playing disorganized.
Yeah, Smurfs just coming in as one by one, doing whatever they want, without much of a team fight. I think they really let it go starting from the first point. But now that they're actually back on the wrecking ball.
Okay, hey Smurf, he heard you. LaFon.
Yeah, from the past, my man.
From the past, yeah, that's right.
I think again, this makes a little bit more sense. In a sense that if you're gonna run Birdring Chaser, then probably it's like, remember Overwatch 1 where you gave the Tracer the ball, orb rather. What am I even talking about? The Harmony orb, and then you try to kind of like give him the resources, and Smurf kind of dives in with him with Birdring. So this comp makes a lot of sense. This kind of looks like the Ball Diva Tracer Sombra composition, but in like the Overwatch 2 version of it.
Yeah.
But gets isolated. I don't know why Prophet went that deep. Maybe
it feels like the Smurfs are playing ranked in that last fight. That was just one of the strangest, like, they're not fighting as a team in any sense of the word.
Yeah, it looks like even like a few minutes ago when they were playing offense, they played like a team, but right now they're actually solo queuing. And oh, that was okay. Oh, poor Violet got staggered. Right. I actually like Miyu's Hanzo. He's making he's not making those like aim hack headshots, but I think he's pulling out enough damage to like pressure a lot of the members on the side of the Smurfs.
Yeah. I will also highlight the fact that a lot of the time we see like the players that are, you know, they do things that, like, I mean, we're looking at like Proper yesterday, you know, in that game. Keep in mind, that means that they have so much space and time. You're not going to get that against these players.
Yep. Oh, didn't get anyone. Izayaki probably had a lot of value with that window. Okay, finally, the Smurfs getting back on track a little bit. So, question is, will they be spawn camping? They are very far positioned, which is, I think, something that they probably don't really have to do. But
you mentioned that KDK is like a scrim team, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, this is like the teams that you like would historically would see in like open division kind of thing, right? Like where they have practice together. These are players that have competitive experience, but not necessarily pro experience.
Yeah, I think it's kind of just like that. Violet, very bloodthirsty.
At one point in time, Violet was considered. So it's funny because like Violet is one of 2 players to be considered the best at Zenyatta during his reign as a player. You know, like in his best season. Jonak obviously in season 1, where he was so far ahead of everybody else, and then Violet in season 2 and season 3, where he was, you know, just the best Zenyatta player.
They're winning after the window. 40 seconds out.
I mean, I like that. Use the javelin spin to kind of just run through and make sure no one can stand there.
They're also pushing. They're forcing Team Smurf out of position.
What is Violet? What is doing?
Wait. Okay, so that was a.
That was a transfer
champ.
himself. Yeah, that's a transfer himself. The fact that he got some healing at his teammate was entirely accidental.
All right. It will probably trigger overtime. Again, this is one of those situations, kind of like on, it was Midtown, right? Where
Yeah.
they might get an overtime tap, but this is destined to be a draw or lose for the side of KDK.
Yeah, Violet is having fun.
Well, Izayaki just kind of decided that, okay, he had enough fun with the tease. He's going for his Ana. Oh, okay. I gave up trying to analyze this fight.
Yeah, at some point, Smurfs decided they're gonna take this last couple of seconds to just like throw it all, you know, just have fun, you know.
Well, that was a game. Like to be honest, up to the offense, it was a little bit of like, hey, they're actually doing this like really, like, this is how you sophisticate a team. Well, suffocate a team.
Yes.
That, you know, you clearly know that you're better than them, and then all of a sudden their offense is like, I mean, I'm gonna lay back a little bit, like, you know, just you know, let my cat take the mouse a little bit.
See, I think the way it works like this is so Hamster has a lot of young players, right? So they still remember how to troll and like do silly things. These are all such seasoned pro players on the Smurfs that maybe they've forgotten that they can pick other characters. So when they troll, it's all about like just running it down as opposed to playing a different selection.
All right.
I
want to highlight something, LaFine. They have 9K as their coach. So
yes,
probably like they were afraid of their coach kind of like, you know, being angry at them after throwing. So, this was their last match for day one. So it's like, hey, it's the last match, last round. Probably we can cut some slack or something like that.
Yeah.
Maybe.
Yeah, that was very funny.
All right, that's the end of day one. I promised you that if we feel okay, I would bring you round a day 2 games of the Smurfs as well. How do you guys feel?
Are we feeling okay after watching that?
I don't know.
I mean, for me, it's like 7 o'clock in the morning, so my day is just starting. I've got all the time.
Oh man, you wake up early.
Yeah, I'm weird like that. 5 o'clock is when I get up.
He's not even. Oh, guys.
Yeah.
The next match.
Did you hack the database?
I just looked at the void, and day 2, first match. Guess what it is.
Oh, is it the is it the first the match that would end up being for first place in the group?
No, they drop down bottom 2 teams from each group. They shuffle the groups, and then
okay.
And they and then the
no, that's what I mean. For like the reshuffled groups, it would be the one that would challenge for first place in this like reshuffled group.
Well, it's first round, first match of the day. So I like that's giving the answer to that kind of gives up the answer.
So I am correct. Yes.
Yes, it is Smurfs versus Hamster. I am not like.
Oh yay!
Look, yeah, we have to see this, guys.
Yeah, we have to watch this one. Because this will also be the first time that we're seeing Hamsters play like genuinely seriously, right? Even when they were playing seriously in their
will they?
matches. That's a good point, actually. Yeah, I think they will.
Match loaded. Are you guys ready?
Let's do it.
Press that button.
Oh, okay. So different starting map here on day 2.
No, Lijiang.
Lijiang
Okay.
Tower, yeah.
Yes, I need to work on.
Shout out to Kevster for keeping his visa active to stay in Korea.
The Smurfs.
think Fearless is trying pretty seriously on Widow yesterday. Yeah, I mean, I say the same thing when I lose my rank games as well.
Team Hamster. Okay. Overlay looks a little bit off, but whatever.
Can I get out of my chair and bring some popcorns?
Sure, I'll give you 1 minute.
Okay, 2.5, please.
I'll just start without
Thanks.
you.
More than a minute.
I'm just gonna start without you.
Yeah, do it. I'm gonna be watching.
Wait, are you actually gonna take 2 minutes?
No, I'll be sitting here. It's okay.
Okay. So, I don't know. Well, we'll have to see until the door opens. Just to talk about, I think right now this Team Hamster is actually really serious with this RAM composition because one thing that I've noticed when I talked when I was at BlizzCon, I talked with a lot of teams, and I talked with Team Finland. Team Finland uses a lot of RAM, and they think that, remember what I talked about, their tank compositions, a lot of tanks are ineffective against the Bastion composition, and one of the viable composition against it, that's kind of like one of the reasons why the Orisa anchor comp became a thing, and why Sigma became a thing was also because it is effective against the Orisa anchor composition. From Team Finland's point of view, Ramatra was the answer to the Sigma. So there's a good chance that Hanbin is going to pick the Ramatra even after the doors open, probably expecting the Sigma to be from the side of the Smurfs.
Yeah. The interesting thing is that Smurfs have not shown they want to run Sigma a ton. So we'll see how well they open up.
They actually
how well
are
they're able
right
to
now.
contain. Right, but how well they're able to kind of like have that accelerated start because they haven't been tested yet on. They haven't really shown this.
Well, I mean,
In fairness,
that's
neither has
fair for
Hamster
both teams
had.
as well.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay, Birdring. Birdring taking out 2 members of the means that it's just full reset, and that's going to be first cap for the side of the Smurfs. I want to see how that happened, though.
I think it's the wall. Stalker's wall is not as good as Prophet's is.
Oh, that was beautiful.
Also, to highlight, Birdring has had much more experience on the Symmetra in terms of like teleport setup than Proper has.
Yeah, Proper. I don't think I've seen Proper play a lot of Symmetra until the very later stages of the Overwatch League.
Yeah. Yeah, when we're thinking of Proper in terms of like his carry potential for things like Tracer, Genji, Sojourn.
So wall denying the window on both sides. Chio very low. And despite what I said about Team Finland and Ramatra is having a very hard time right now because good B, but it was not even able to save Smurf and Birding. So it's looked like Team Hamster is going to take this one over and flip the point, which is not happening as quickly as Hamsters would have wanted. 45%, which isn't bad.
It is without any ults though, right? You trade Matrix for 3 on Smurf's side, and now you can set up with whatever you want realistically. Plus, even though you do have the shield by Smurf, like on the Sigma, you can actually bypass that with Ramatra's Annihilation because you can just speed past it on the first reset, right?
Yeah, that's also like one of the reasons why Team Finland went the ram against Team Korea's Sigma composition, right? And I think theoretically it makes a lot of sense.
I think these two right now seem to be evenly matched in terms of like how this approach goes through. I think this is going to come down to like resource management more than anything else. That is a very early ice block forced.
Oh. I think that was kind of like a panic flux from the side of Smurf, which is kind of uncharacteristic, like unlike him to do that. Because usually you know that Chio has the bead, the sound barrier, and then like if you're gonna press your flux, you probably would want to use it in a situation where you can at least trade out the sound barrier.
Also a change here. Smurf, I think, obviously using the flux now can be kind of read as using the flux because they want to go to Counter Queen. What pickup by Stalker?
Yeah, so that's also, I think Prophet was expecting to take that kill off Stalker after the froze came in, but Stalker just managed to make that kill right before he froze, if I'm not mistaken, or just use the iceberg to just dodge this freeze.
Eat versus Annihilation favors, if you can stay in close, which is going to be harder against mobile comp like this, you got to favor the Annihilation more often than not, though. Oh, that's just way too early.
Yeah, that should have been after Hamden's Annihilation.
Yeah.
Yeah, just to get into the point, the sound barrier.
Yeah, this round's over.
So there are a few touches here and there, but in the end, it's basically cleanup duty for the side of Team Hamster. It looks like Team Hamster is just gonna take round one. Control center is going Team Hamster's way. Hanbin, well, I mean, I think it was the Ramcha had a lot of value. A little bit of comp mismatch in the earlier ones, but mostly I think it was a little bit of disorganized fights because the Smurfs had a good start. They had early control, they had early space control, but they just kind of gave it up through like I guess 2 or 3 bad fights, and it went all downhill from there. I think.
I mean, I said halfway through that it's going to be like a resource management game. The turnaround really comes to the fight where the sound barrier from Violet was used when 2 players were already dead. It's like 3 ults for 1, right? You're at this level, that level of overinvestment with losing the fight is just you cannot have that happen.
Yeah, that's. I guess like not unforgivable in an ethical sense, but it's not going to be. It's not going to go unpunished by the other team.
Exactly. Yeah. And keep in mind, like the Hamsters, we're talking about like championship level rosters on Smurf side. Hamsters are right there with them, right?
Hanbin,
realistically, Proper's the only one who hasn't, won a chip.
Oh! I want to see that again. I want to see that again.
Yeah, that's
that was rude.
We've seen. I mean, the Smurf on this point in the Overwatch League playoffs, had that show up time and again. Just empowered punch, run to the edge, throw a support off the map.
Alright, although they did flip the point, I think a lot of the Smurfs, I guess, I wouldn't want to say as strong as problems, but some of the weaknesses that was unpunished when going against weaker teams is kind of showing here, because remember, Violet was playing in an off-tank position, which means that Izayaki is exposed a lot, and when Izayaki died before, it was Proper and Chio coming with that speed boost to punish Izayaki. And if your Brig is in a position where it's almost like the off tank and try to like get some space, like yes, getting space is all good, but if you're leaving your flex support just like exposed, then like a team of the Hamsters level is definitely going to punish that.
Stalker's May has had already 3 bad walls on this map. Make that 4. I mean, Stalker mechanically very strong, but that is you need to have like a lot of your utility on this character is based around that wall. They just need to be better.
Yep, especially because like the May is like the really integral part of the strategic part of this composition, right? Because it allows, because there's so much utility that the wall can do. It not only does it can be used offensively, defensively, it also kind of like allows Hanbin to survive that tad much longer to get his cooldowns ready. Again, this is on the off-tank position. I'm not saying this is bad, but this kind of exposes Izayaki in a vulnerable position. I think the freeze is still gonna register, and that was a good blizzard by Stalker. Yes, this shield bash was there to trying to get out of it, but it was the blizzard was well positioned so that the freeze still registered.
Yeah, I will say though that the fact that they won that fight is like basically expected because they used 5 ults for that.
Yeah.
That is a very expensive setup for them.
But to be honest, like the Smurf only has nano, so it's not like they're like the Team Hamster is like in a huge deficit or something. They need to make, I guess, good use of this nano boost. I'm assuming that it will go to the Doomfist because the blade is not ready yet. Or maybe they can just go Prophet Genji even without the blade. Oh, never mind.
Oh, there we go.
Oh, nice. That's really good heal. Wait, that's a boop off map. Violet, this is his playground sometimes. Yeah, this is good. I mean, you coalesce everyone in the area, and then the Lucio comes in for the cleanup.
Ooh, good stuff.
The reason why Nano's a big deal there, in terms of like having it versus having nothing to kind of peel away, is it means you can ignore your Doomfist, right? You can put more resources into the rest of your team onto your squishies, and so they can play a lot more aggressively.
Exactly.
Especially when you know there's no response, right? Because you know that they're tracking that that Hamster's used everything.
I think it's going to be a race between the Sound Barrier and the Flux, which I think Violet should be able to have Sound Barrier by the time Hanbin will be using his Flux. And then it's going to be up to Proppers, I guess, Overclock, because there's not a lot of time. It's almost triggering overtime here. Used early, so they want to just finish here and now.
Yeah, you're. This is something that you're gonna see from Violet just in his career, using the sound barrier very aggressively. There's no reason to worry about defending, against resources if the round's over, right? So, I think it's a risky play, but sometimes you gotta gamble for big returns, and Violet does so time and again and wins more often than he doesn't.
I'm also going to go as far as to say that they were tracking the ultimate so accurately to the point that, hey, we can finish this before they have the Flux.
Yeah.
Maybe that, I mean, I've seen some players do that, especially, I mean, yes, the Excelsior was not, the best team in the Overwatch League for the past few years, but I've seen Gangnam have been so accurate with those ultimate trackers that, I mean, I can see that Violet might have done that as well.
It actually has gotten easier, by the way. Easier is a strong word. It's gotten more consistent in Overwatch too, because you obviously have the damage. Yeah, exactly, the damage readings. So you know, roughly what people are doing.
Oh, that was...
Oh, goodness.
Smurfs is in trouble. Again, they win the first neutral fight, and the point will be first capped by the side of Team Hamster. G Clef, give me something. What do you think about, how do you, compare it to some of the, I guess, more unfairly matched matches in terms of power level? How do you see this match right now?
Oh, in terms of power level, I don't really see that much of a big difference. I think I'm actually keeping my eyes on both of the supports from the back of both teams, because I do play a lot more support these days. And at the same time, because you guys are covering so well, I'm also trying to learn how to play the game better.
Oh, you're doing fine, G Clef.
I will also note, without the Bastion here, right, is that the Doomfist actually has more space to work.
Yeah, I'm really surprised that neither teams are going opting to go with the Bastion.
Like, Smurf has been able to do whatever he kind of wants now that the map's gotten more open. And when we think about, like, back to I think if we're looking at, like, World Cup finals, right? Kingdom of Saudi versus China, like, that's probably the greatest version of what the Doomfist versus Sigma looks like. You could see, like, Gusha, who's like, a fantastic Doomfist in his own right, isn't able to, like, operate because of how much damage the Doomfist, or sorry, the Bastion is kind of... It forces the cooldowns early, right?
I mean, even with the power block, it's a big threat.
Yeah, Smurf does not have that same level of worry. Yeah, exactly. Against a Mei symmetric setup.
Not a lot. There's a lot of more tools for the side of Team Hamster to secure this point. It's gonna be very interesting to see. Oh, oops, sorry.
This ends now.
Technical pause.
Thankfully, we have the technology to rewind.
Yep. I wanted to hit F1. I just hit it at ESC instead. So I think that was a good maneuver by Smurfs to just negate the effects of the Blizzard, and it forces Hamster to invest a lot. So even if they lose here, they don't think it's gonna be much of a deficit, but they're actually winning. This is big.
So I thought initially, because Team Hamster was pushing the line a little bit with their team comp, I thought Smurfs were eventually going to run out of their resources, but they hit behind the walls, each and every one, so well that they actually didn't really have to use that much resources early on. And after the sound barrier from Chio, the Smurfs were actually able to retreat back the point. That's quite impressive.
I
Smurf
thought
also stunned up the gravitic flux.
Yeah, I thought it was gonna be definitely gonna be Team Hamster's turn, because there was the Gravitic Flux, there was the Blizzard. There are so many zoning ultimates that could have kept the Smurfs at bay. But I guess it has to be good maneuver from the Smurfs to kind of like evade all that and win the fight, and also profit with that Echo. Did God's work here. And if you look here, the overtime is triggered. They have to win this fight, but good nade from Izayaki, and there's the nano to keep Smurf powered up. Birdring also doing his thing by taking out Chio. It looks like there's no way in the world that Team Hamster's coming back from this, and despite being a very close map 1, the Smurfs is gonna take map 1.
Oh man.
That was a fat nade. Oh my god. Wow.
Yeah, tremendous stuff. The I mean, I still stand by what I said. Resource management is going to be the difference maker here, and the resource management from Hamsters in that second or third round was pretty poor. The fact that you use 4 ultimates and don't get more than 2 eliminations is not a great look. Yeah, Hamster, you need to get eliminations off of a Blizzard, Gravitic Flux rally, right? You just have to.
Exactly, just like you said, LaFon, before, in this level of play, on this level of competition, those kind of mistakes are the ones that the enemy that are also just at least on the same level, or like, I wouldn't even go to the debate room and say who's better, but if you're in similar levels of power levels, your opponent will take advantage of that. If you have 4 and 5 ults, they will be tracking that, and they will now know that you have nothing in the bank and will run at you with full force.
A reminder to everyone watching, by the way, VODs will be up on Unknown's YouTube channel later today / tomorrow. So.
I mean, if you guys want, I can share to you guys, and you guys can have it on your own YouTubes as well.
Oh no, someone just asked in the chat about VOD, so I just reminding them.
Oh, okay.
All right, so yeah, this is that continued setup, by the way. Sigma defense, Doomfist offense. This seems to be how teams are evolving in this current patch.
Yeah. Wait. Sorry. You guys go on. I need to change the rules. Team Hamster.
Wow, that is incredible peel for on proper there. Is it enough?
Because they could not take down, proper there. I think that was supposed to be a kill. but it was mistimed.
Ooh, good stuff from
Prophet's
Prophet.
still getting a
to
kill
finish
through.
off Chio.
4 members.
That kind of buys enough time
Oh,
for
God.
the next dive, and Proper taking down here. Birdring. Oh, what a sleep! Oh my god, I'm gonna see that once. I'm gonna see that again. Holy
Oh no!
Oh, right
That's so
before the
unlucky.
blink.
That's so unlucky.
Oh my god, excuse the language, but that was incredible.
And it's certainly not a ping issue because they're playing in Korea.
Yep, and will Hanbin be able to stay long enough for the flux? No, the answer is going to be no. And although Chio, despite Chio's best efforts with the rally, they will be conceding point 1, and the Smurfs are putting up the speed right now because they want straight control of the high ground. And remember, this is right after the cap point A, so this is very fast-paced on the side of the Smurfs here.
I will also highlight, by the way, the big change in sort of swing and power is the anti-nade. If a fight goes long, you're obviously going to favor the Baptiste because of area of effect healing versus, you know, single target. But if you get a good anti-nade, then you have follow-up from Prophet and Smurf. That is how you kind of swing fights. And so Izayaki is sort of the linchpin here for Smurfs.
Yeah. So now, on theory, it should be Team Hamster's turn. They have the tools necessary to at least stall the progression from the side of the Smurfs. Smurfs had a very fast, quick point A. They have 3 minutes and 40 seconds on the time bank, which is pretty a lot. Violet using a lot of ultimates being invested on the side of the Smurfs, and they are reaping the rewards. 3 people down. I don't think they have enough juice in the tank to deter the Smurfs from getting point B.
Wow, that tank.
Team Hamster, they're actually having a hard time just regrouping from the spawn. And a full cap immediately. No, I don't think there was any sort of delay on that first push to second point.
The cart did not stop after the point A cap onto point B cap. And I think, like, on a team level, that's really, really impressive. Because remember, as soon as they capped point A, they went straight to dive the bridge to get high ground control, and they won that fight. And after they got high ground control, they dived back down onto that point. So Team Hamster, yes, they thought they could regroup, but the Smurfs did not give them the time and space to do so. Remember, this Team Hamster has a very slow comp. Taking down Prophet is step 1 of alleviating the pressure. The Smurf cannot take as much ground as he wanted without Prophet, so this is a stabilizing point for the Hamster.
See, one of the scary things playing against Hamsters, right, is that if you give them if you give this roster too much space, Proper will eliminate you, right? We saw that it doesn't matter what level of play you're at, so you can't allow him to set up, and that's a good point right there, right? Hanbin is forced to use a shield selfishly. Proper has to take an open angle, and then Birdring is opened up for a shot. A lot of this is going to come down to continue to build space here. It is going to be around making sure that they don't get that setup.
Okay, Nano Doofus here. They're using a lot of ultimates. The rally is also invested. Proper taking down.
Birdring.
Birdring.
Mid-flux gets that angle, that flick onto Proper's head.
I want to see this again.
This ends now.
Oh, the pillar. That's so unlucky.
Where is he?
Where? Yeah, he's in the air. He's in the air.
Oh.
My goodness. So the only hope for Team Hamster right now is going to be Stalker's Blizzard right now. That's the only tool that they have currently for deterring. Oh, that's an Atlanta Raid! No, but it's going to be denied. That Blizzard is not going to be there. Hamster takes down Izayaki as a trade. However, Stalker was needed to zone out the Smurfs, it looks like they will be able to stabilize without. But does Birdring have a say in it? Birdring is down. Prophet is doing God's work here. Soccer is back in the action. So, okay, finally, they do manage to stop the full cap even without the blizzard.
I mean, Proper and Birdring are going blow for blow. These two are some of the best Sojourn players in the world, and they're taking turns to just pop off.
Woo.
Also, quick shift, by the way. Prophet off the Tracer now onto a Genji.
We've seen how good as Genji is time and time again. Definitely be so. Oh,
nice wall.
Oh, pretty good wall. Wow.
Wait, that's okay. Stalker, I take it back. I said his walls were bad earlier in the series. That was one of the better ones we've seen. Just reaction timing. Smurf tries to punch out and is met with a roadblock.
The question was the blizzard necessary?
Probably not, but you know what? He's been holding it for like 2 minutes, getting rid of it now when you're starting to like kind of rebuild, and he switches to a Tracer, so yeah, it ends up being a wash anyway.
Violet still consistently being on that off-tank position, getting a lot of vision in space. That's Smurf on the Nano, doing a lot, and he has the ultimate to get out of trouble if he needs to. That is exactly what he's going to do. He's going back to his embracing arms of his Ayaki, and Violet is spawn camping once again with that rally on. Yes, Smurf is going down. Smurf, yes, go. That is a good response for shield. Okay, I think
yeah,
Smurf.
I mentioned this earlier in the Simprissa game. This is how they're choosing to deal with the window when they're running this Doomfist, right? Is when they're in the thick of a fight, Rally is being used, the big shield, they hold in front of it. And that's what's kind of being used to counter out all that damage. And we see it again there, right? It doesn't quite work out because the fight's kind of devolving by that point already. But interesting to note that it's going to be a continuous look from Smurfs as we see them go forward against these back comps.
So both Sojourns have ultimates. They have the overclock. It is up. Oh, Stalker taking down already. That's so big. Both Sojourns are using the overclock. However, Birdring is getting the better of it, at least in terms of value. No kills on the side of Proper down. Prophet also. Oh, that double pulse bomb is not enough to save Team Hamster. That is a full cap. Oh, I'm getting excited here.
These guys are so good, man.
Oh my goodness, I am so excited.
Overtime capture, though, that's 0 seconds left. So capture is all that. I mean, if you cap with more than a minute, you force, a defense only from Smurfs.
Mm-hmm.
We'll see if that comes into play. But
if you say the other way around, Team Hamster needs to full cap in order to get at least a chance of win.
Yeah, for sure. Also, this is match point, right? Because it's first to 2.
Oh man, this should have been a first to 3. Oh. This match is so good right now. I am satisfied. Whew. Taking a breath here. I need to take a sip of water to get my voice back. Remember, I am doing this as a side thing right now. I need to do a day job. So
I mean, Birdring Prophet
Uh-huh.
versus Kevs or Stalker. Those are like 2 of the strongest DPS lines we've seen. No, not Kevs, or Proper Stalker. Is 2 of the strongest DPS lines we've seen just like in all of Overwatch's history.
Mm-hmm.
Defend objective A.
And hopefully we'll see more of it.
I hope so in the future.
Okay,
They
so
better not
this
go
time
anywhere.
it's the other way around. We've seen a lot of defensive Sigmas and the offensive Doofus, but this time it's the other way around. Violet!
Oh.
What?
Let's see the catch.
What did Stalker do? Okay, whip shot, that's fine. Oh!
Oh.
Stalker just does not respect, and Violet has the read on the angle.
Mm-hmm.
That is a veteran player right there.
Violet knew because he probably played a lot of Tracer when he was like probably like top 10 of the server DPS role as well. So he knows he knows the psychology there. So again, it's Stalker's job to take care of the sidelines. And again, remember, I'm sorry to pause this right here, but regardless of proper dying right now, I think this is a bad. Like I've mentioned this on Samoa earlier today, that the Tracer setup with the Sigma composition isn't the most effective, because if you can see here, Hanbin is in this position. It is Stalker's job to have to go past, like they have to go to the flank, and on this defensive setup specifically, there is only one flank that's viable. Well, I mean, yes, you can go all the way to this side. That's too long, and on that way, you're too much vulnerable to getting damage. And so Violet knows this. Violet has the mechanical ability and tactical awareness to stand this, and well, he killed Stalker before, and at least he doesn't even have to kill Stalker. He just has to stop Stalker from getting past him to the flank, to access Birdring, to like access a one-on-one close quarter battle one-on-one with Birdring. So and the only resource he's gonna get is maybe Chio's health pack, like before he gets into the building. Once he's in the building, he gets no support at all. So this is going to be a thing for the entirety of the match until, like, on this composition. In comparison, if, like, let's just say Prophet was Tracer on the defending side, there is Smurf to dive with him wherever he is on the map, and Izayaki with that long range zoom heals will be able to give him the necessary resources. So I think this is a little bit of a I guess composition mismatch, but of course these players are a lot better than Overwatch than me, so we'll just see how it goes.
Man, Ana gets so much free value here.
Hanbin isolated, probably gonna get staggered. Yes, like Stalker is trying to back out the point, but like good luck doing that 1v5. Violet's so bloodthirsty here.
And actually, we're gonna see the Ana come here from Fielder too.
I think that's a good choice. Like, it's one way of at least minimal support for that Tracer.
Hanbin Winston.
Oh. That's
I mean,
a switch.
Hanbin played Winston in Overwatch League playoffs, and he was actually pretty good with it. So, this is a much better look with the Tracer setup, because Hanbin can now dive in with Stalker. And Birdring, look, is getting pressured a little bit, but nah, he doesn't give a fuck. He just punches Proper in the face. And meanwhile, they're playing a different game on the backside over there.
Yeah, Prophet was actually handling the back line already, even before that dive. So that dive with the Winston Tracer had to register at least 2 kills or more.
But like on a theoretical sense, I think this setup is a lot better than what the Sigma was. So I think that there's a positive over there. Maybe they probably would have to wait for the Nano, Fielder's Nano, which isn't too far away, and they would have a choice with giving it to Hanbin's Winston or Proper's Overclock, and I think it has to start from there.
Birdring, I think it's gonna come down to timing here. Rally Overclock's maybe the combo, I think, defensively. Oh.
Nope.
Mind?
So this is a good setup. This is the window of opportunity that Team Hamster needed.
This ends now.
The Smurfs is trying to take this a little bit slowly, but okay. I think the idea from the Smurfs was to try to just survive and regroup until Smurf came back, and then trying to contest after 2 ticks or something like that. But unfortunately, it didn't work. Violet used the rally just to like survive, like until the cavalry came, but it wasn't enough. and in the end, it's a good cap by Team Hamster. Not as fast-paced dive for control on the bridge like the Smurfs did on their offense, but still good-looking stuff from the side of Hamster.
Also full mirror, as Smurf has gone back to Winston here.
Okay, Nano Winston, and it's gonna be Burgering's overclock taking down both supports, so no sustain and no damage. Yes, I think the Stalker took down. I don't know who
I think
it was.
2 in total.
Violet. He took down. He eliminated Violet.
He with the pulse bomb, but it was not enough because Burgering. I mean, yes, Burgering just got more value.
Yeah, Nano overclock is very strong.
Well, not when I do it.
Yeah, not when I do it either, but that's why we're not pro players.
Okay, fair. The pulse bomb did not kill Hamden, but did enough damage for Izayaki to finish him off. So that's going to be yet another delay for the side of Team Hamster. That is a luxury that they do not have because they have been stalled a lot and only 1 minute and 40 seconds on the time bank. Remember, they have to full cap even in order for a chance to get to overtime here, to get to extra rounds here. Smurf almost approaching the Primal Rage. Does not even need it. We are... Profit taking down, but I want to see the 2K here.
Yeah, this is you can see all the cookies are expended here. And
low
HP. And it's a full dive.
Okay.
Yep, I mean, Proper's still gonna...
Oh, he greeted for
Yeah,
it.
you can't do that. You cannot do that.
Well, once you get 2 easy kills, you just want to grab a little more.
The big problem is, like, sure, against most players you can do that. Against Proper, you cannot. And Proper actually just single-handedly forced the Primal Rage.
So, in terms of ultimates, Team Hamster is having the upper hand here. They have 4 ultimates on the ready. They have everything except the Nano with just the rally to answer from the side of the Smurfs. Yes, they are having the Nano up. They're having the overclock up soon. But will it be fast enough is going to be the question.
Yeah, the thing is, it's going to be a nano overclock rather for Smurfs.
They're probably
and they have the high ground advantage.
Oh wait, what happened? Sorry, I want to go see this.
Yeah, but the Rage has been used just now, so they have less to kill.
Oh, and the Nano is denied as well. I think Fielder's playing on the high ground. Yeah.
Nano, so it's not going to be a Nano bird ring this time. However, Smurf is providing enough space for the Smurfs to zone out Team Hamster. It has to be a touch here. Oh, the Nano just to keep Stalker alive, but was not enough, so the touch is not there, and that is game for Smurfs. That is 2-0 Smurfs. Yeah, for the Smurfs, oh my god, I need to catch my breath here. But Team Hamster, like, I think that was a really good play from the Smurfs here, because if you see, if you see here, Nano Winston dives all the way up to the choke point so that Team Hamster cannot just advance, and then look at this. Stalker is the one that has to touch. There's 4 seconds left. He has only one blink left, so it's even hard for him to touch, but he's the only possible member that can touch because Hanbin is already down.
Oh, the Nano comes in after the ante. It comes in after the ante. So Stalker does not get the benefit of the healing.
Yep.
Oh, that's so unlucky.
So that
I don't think it matters, but
because I don't think it did matter because he only had one blink, and then the card is kind of far away. But still, that was so good play. This is kind of like proof that the Smurfs know that hey, they know their win conditions at the current moment, not just about like the entire game, but at that like even in the heat of the moment, they know that hey, the only one that can touch is Stalker. As long as we take out Stalker,
Yeah.
we win. And they have Nano. Just regardless of that, just use the nade and then take him out, and then the game's ours. Perfect
Yeah, I
execution
think the
from the Smurf.
Smurfs. Yeah, Birdwing was holding the overclock, not using it for the last push, just in case of the final stretch from the hamsters.
If we go back to the fight where Fielder gets picked with a pulse bomb, where's he positioned?
I don't know how far back.
Does he make the rotation to the high ground? Like that's the question, because he needs to. Him dying here is what opens this cat. Like it opens up the entire.
I don't think he was in the high ground. Like, do you mean
Probably
this
back
one?
here. Yeah. Oh, he never. Yeah, okay. So
He never
Prophet literally
saw it.
just jumps down. Yeah,
He didn't even saw Prophet coming.
yeah. That's so
Prophet
unlucky.
carry.
Where does? Yeah, he just. Yeah. He. Oh no.
Oh, just from the top. Okay, top stick and recall.
Yeah.
Okay. Man.
Could we watch Smurf view? He dodged Sojourn head charge millisecond last dive. Okay. Smurf. Oh! Did you guys see this?
Yeah. This is. I was gonna mention because we saw yesterday that who was it that was doing like the head fake on
Oh,
Winston, the bad fake?
Stalker
It was Chio.
Iliari.
It was Chio.
No,
it was Chio who's.
Wasn't it Stalker Iliari?
No. He was playing because he was playing Winston. I remember commenting about it. Like it's like this
Look,
is not how
look
you
at
do
this.
the 180.
You turn back. He knows
Yeah.
he's gonna shoot at you. So you need to see this in Popper's point of view as well. So he gets his railgun charged up. He's ready to shoot. Because he turns back, he doesn't have line of sight on his head, and it's not a headshot. Good call. Good call. Thank you. This was insane.
Yeah. Realistically, the way you play this fight, the Nano needs to come before Stalker recalls, because then he doesn't have to use the blink to get out. He can use it to get in.
Ooh, what a game.
Yeah.
Man.
Oh man, I have to. This is gonna be. This is gonna be painful for me.
What's happening? The neighbors banging on your door?
No. This is gonna be.
How in the world are you able to scream at home like that? I just can't.
Get a better home.
I will try to.
Just get a better home.
Wise words from the man unknown.
Oh man, this team's name is unknown.
This is Smurfs versus
Unknown.
This is game 1?
No, this is game.
This is day 2, game 2.
Oh no.
Yeah.
Ah, okay.
So this is a team called Unknown. They're also a. It has nothing. They have nothing to do with me. But
A wild claim to make, considering you have the same name.
But they don't have the same numbers behind unknown, so
true. And so they're also a amateur scrim team. And so it's really impressive that they survived day 1. And I think they were in the same group as Poker Face. So
What was because that Poker Face group had? I think Poker Face was the. I think that Poker Face group didn't have a ton of like.
yeah, former
teams,
Overwatch
right?
team talent, yeah.
Yeah.
But still, it's pretty impressive that like an amateur scrim team can make it this far.
For sure.
So, props to them. We'll see how this game goes. Lijiang Tower again. It's like day 1 where like map 1 is just locked in. Yesterday, well, for day 1 it was Samoa. For day 2 it is Lijiang Tower. Where can I get these codes? Unfortunately, these codes are not for to open in the public. WDG is hosting these tournaments. Partnered streamers from WDG can get these codes. I work at WDG. I am in charge of the product for Flash Shops here, so I'm just, I get to abuse my rights. So, I guess it's a standard Sigma composition from the side of Unknown. They use the TP to get into the point, so they have positional advantage for now. But okay, Smurf is like, oh, like I don't care if you have positional advantage or not because I am gonna wreck. I'm gonna punch you out of your place.
That's a nice little dodge there on the accretion. This point, Doomfist, if you can get set up, gets so many like environmental kills. Like it's really, really tough to dodge away, especially if the empowered punch comes through. Because you get pushed so far, right? When that punch is active.
Yeah, it's basically like a natural hazard at that point. So, like Doomfist being in this area, like almost forces them to be like deny using that route because like there's a high chance, especially with a piloted by a player of Smurfs level, is almost guaranteeing a kill or environmental kill. Good rush into Violet, and so that's a lot of space denied for the side of Smurf. Smurf is also taking down Prophet down, so this is going to be a flip. Good aggression. I think that was a TP aggression with the Lucio from the side of Unknown, and good stuff. Now we're approaching the time where the ultimates are going to be online one by one. Prophet has the duplicate online. Unknown, the Baptiste has the window online as well, so it'll be interesting to see how that works out. Probably want to use it early to deny entry for the point, right? Unless he already dies.
Oh, that's Smurf's entry. He's killed everything.
Yeah, the nano was almost not needed.
Solid work.
The Hamsters.
I don't think the Hamsters have a publicly acknowledged coach yet.
I don't think either. Let me check.
Pick it up, pick it up. What's up?
Check real quick.
Aggression party.
Bends to my will. Adaptive circuits engaged.
Because I believe Krusty's working on Isohunt, not
I'll check for you later after this map. A lot of ults used on both sides, but like to be honest, this is a little bit more like day one where there's a disparity of power levels. Yes, I think Unknown is doing a good job, like making a lot of eliminations happen. But in the end, I think in terms of overall resource management and also just taking space, the Smurfs are just unchallenged in that sense. Oh, we have Reinhardt.
We should also highlight, by the way, that the Reinhardt is what beat the Sigma comp in our grand finals. Right? Someone was one of the reasons why the Florida Mayhem looked so much better than everyone else is they were able to go from they were able to play Winston, Orisa, Reinhardt, Sigma.
Oh. Yeah.
Right.
And I think that's also in line with how the Ram wins against the Sigma as well, right? Because they're very similar in kind of in terms of like win conditions and also how the like it's played out. It's basically a different version of a rush with like the same how like the Ryan mechanism works. So yeah, good point. And the Ryan is actually a viable pick against the Sigma composition. But I think Smurfs, they are really confident in that with their pace, they can outpace the slow composition of the Sigma and just do enough damage. Oh, that was dirty. I think that was Sticky Bomb for Prophet and Berg Ring to just finish. I don't think that was even a full charge railgun. But coming back to the compositional stuff of things, I think that the Smurfs are confident enough to use their mobility to just wreak havoc amongst the slow composition for the Sigma composition.
Yeah, agreed.
Yeah, I think Team Unknown is just still not ready with the tempo. How fast, especially Smurf can actually dive into the comp. Haven't really seen some good walls coming up from May. Maybe they don't really have the practice.
They're not even in range because remember, they need to be at a certain like effective range for the wall to be like effective. Like this is kind of like the minimum range for them to actually cast the wall. But before, the initial dive from Smurf was so aggressive that they weren't even in range to cast the wall.
There needs to be more shutdown of it. Like, Smurf is getting so much value out of the power block. Like, the fact that he's able to keep that up and then get the empowered punch so frequently is really costing, I mean, all their opponents. It's not just Unknown that's having the issue. I mean, we saw Hamsters have problems with it too.
So, I mean, I'm not necessarily thinking that it's Unknown's fault. It's Team Unknown's fault. But I do...
No, I think Smurf is, of all the players in the world right now, probably the second or third best, at worst, at knowing how to pilot Doomfist against this composition. So,
would you rank Guxue as the first?
I probably would, because King of Zaudria is like one of the most practiced teams in the world at this Sigma composition at this point. So,
I agree. So,
but that's a very short list, right? Like,
there was the attempted wall to isolate Break, but didn't happen.
So, Team Unknown, trying their best. They are using a lot of ultimates just to gain ground on the point, but Bergering says, no, you're not, you know, this is my turf, my territory.
Is that Ajax? Didn't even get to see the barrier.
No,
it was down.
there.
It was there after AN2 died.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, the barrier was there.
Unfortunately, Overclock kind of just ripped through it. Speaking, I mean, we talked about Prophet as well, and I mean, yeah, the Birdring playing just as long as Prophet, and to still be at this tier. Incredible stuff.
They fit really well as the DPS duo.
Championship duo, in fact, on the DPS role, season 1. All those years ago.
Right, we're going to New York. Wait, where's that? Where's that pizza litter where the pigeons are eating? Shouldn't
I think
be
it's near
somewhere
the spawn.
Is it?
I think so. Yeah, those pizza shop. You passed it. It was on. It was.
No.
Go back.
Pizza's inside here. Like.
The pigeon, you mean, right?
I can't. I think. Do you play on low textures? Because I think they might not be on.
Yeah, I play on.
Ah.
Sure.
I think they might not be there on low because they're usually sitting here beside this garbage
yeah.
bin, if I remember correctly.
Sag.
4, 3, 2, 1.
I feel like the city of New York, they could go to medium textures to undo a lot of their...
Having lived in New York, I agree. All right, so this is again a reverse of what we've been seeing like for the majority of the time. Usually the defensive side goes for the Sigma composition and the offensive side goes for the Doomfist composition. However, I think it's just a show of confidence that... Oh, Bergering! What? Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, not even a full
You cannot let a player of Bergering's caliber have that much time. And, by the way, that was not a lot of time. That was like, what, half a second?
Oh. At this point, I kind of feel bad for Team Unknown right now. It's like they're doing the right things, but like not as not as fast as they should be, if that makes sense. And I think also they need a Baptiste in this composition. Like, as much as Brig is good and like, you know, like nullifying, alleviating the pressure that Smurf Doomfist is going to give. I don't think that's going to be enough feeling. Oh, Doomfist. No, excuse me. Sigma should not be isolated in that sort of position. So it's going to be total reset again.
Something to note, by the way, is that this composition actually ends up failing against the Echo because it doesn't have a lot of mitigate. Like, your Ana is the most consistent dealer against it. What we saw from KSA is that they would run the Iliari, right? Like, they would run, who is a hit scan damage threat. And so it frees up your DPS to worry about the front line more.
And also, you don't have to heal because
your pylon gets set up in an off angle, and you can put pressure on the Echo. And right now, Prophet is entirely uncontested.
Prophet is having fun.
Yeah, with the maid, it's really hard to contest. Unless you're doing a much more work on the ground, which is kind of hard at this different power level gap.
Yeah.
So, I mean, I think the issue about Team Unknown is that, like, they're keeping it too much to the book. So, they're, like, theoretically, there is a way how to play a composition, right? But it also is very situation dependent. But, I don't think they have the experience to make those adaptations on the go, especially like if a team like as experienced as Team Smurf is throwing like these many curveballs at you.
This ends now.
Oh, look at Prophet. Right after the ult, where the attention comes from the back and targets an Ana. Free kill there.
I mean, 40 seconds left. You invest Rally and Gravitic Flux.
Oh man.
Railgun charge holding.
This
Smurf
is
is still holding on to 3 ults.
Yeah, I do think that here is where you have the best opportunity. You know that Smurfs have kind of used everything. Run in with just kind of isolate. If you can get 2 people in this blizzard, you can close it out, but it's going to be so tough. You cannot be stingy with your resource management here. I like this. I like this.
Alright.
Okay, one more +2.
They might actually cap. Probably will.
Yeah. It did cost them, despite actually a really good read by
Oh.
So it's read AN2, but in Korean it's read Ani. So it's just
okay.
it's kind of like
it's
one.
Ani,
Yeah.
okay.
So
Yes,
it's like
yes,
when
yes,
you
the
start
letter is-
your argument, it's like,
Yeah.
oh no, but that's that kind of like roughly translates into that. So it's a way of initiating, like engaging your keyboard war between, well, either your team or the other team. Again, I think it was a good job of the side of Team Unknown to cap that point, like good ultimate usage. But in the end, I think it's just like the disparity in ult resources that kind of made that fight happen. I think.
Yes.
So.
I mean, in a perfect world, when you're up 3 ults to 0, you should not need to use 3. The fact that you have to use 3 is kind of the marker here, right?
And then it's gonna be spawn camping, like not like really spawn camping in the sense that they're like in your faces right now, but this is effectively spawn camping.
I mean, Prophet is just straight up spawn camping, actually. he's in their spawn room.
Yeah, but there's no change in comp coming up from Unknown, so there's nothing else that they can actually do.
Well, again, I think this might be also an issue of them like being non-professional players.
Yeah.
Like having not as a vast hero pool as the professional players would do.
I mean, it's also not just about hero pools, right? Because like, in theory, these players could play other things, right? Like, you don't get to be. It's very rare to be super high rank and be a one trick, right? More often than not, you'd expect multiple characters at least. It's about using them in an organized environment. That is a big difference, and it's not the same. Like, you can play against pro players in ranked and do okay, but then when you show up into an actual engaged lobby like this, It's more than just knowing how to pilot the character. You do a lot more than that.
Oh, he tried to like stay in the comfort zone of his inside his wall, but Prophet thought otherwise. Hey guys, chat. I mean, I appreciate you guys having fun, but please be respectful to each other.
Yeah, chat. It's Team Unknown, okay? We have Unknown here.
No, I mean not just like just to each other.
Okay.
Like, you can shit on me. Like you can shit on G Clef as well. You can
Hey.
shit on LaFon maybe as
Be
well.
nice
but-
to LaFon though. Oh, they okay.
Here's the thing. If
no,
you invite
okay,
if you invite the chat to make fun of me, I will roast them, and they're not ready for that. So.
He's gonna fight back.
And it's only 7 a.m. there, man. He's got a lot of time to fight you guys.
0 to 1.
So we kind of knew how the story was gonna end, but I wanted to read through what the story was about. And
Initiating.
I thought Unknown actually had some moments where they kind of shined. It wasn't like bright because the opponents are way too strong. But I still like the fact they kept what it was promised, and they were trying to. I could see signs of what they were trying to do. They were sticking to the procedures like science. Okay, step A, step B, step C. Okay, that didn't work. Reset. Go back to step A, and it worked sometimes. But but
Again,
there's a
I
big gap
I
here.
still stand by my thought process that because they don't have as much as competitive experience as Team
Yep.
Smurf does. They practice a comp. They know the standard win conditions of a single composition, of a certain composition, but like what makes these players, what makes the Smurfs players so great is that they are small differences to those kind of win conditions when the situation as the situation develops. There are some
Yeah.
mini win conditions. There are some conditions that change. Like these are the players that are able to adapt to the situation, throw curveballs at the opposition. But Team Unknown, they just are not to that level of tactical, strategic adaptation.
Unknown are too late to this fight. They've given up too much space already. They just came out of spawn too slow.
Yeah, I wonder why. Maybe they were kind of like discussing about how they wanted to play this out, or maybe
I mean, unfortunately, what that means is that remember, Overwatch League teams will, you give them an inch, they will take the entire point, and this fight's over. I mean, the map's already over.
yeah.
Yeah. Oh, no. By the way, the team names are kind of flipped just for the VOD.
Oh, okay. Thank you. Good call.
It has been like that. I just noticed.
Oh, did it?
Yeah, because they
Yeah.
switch sides here on
Oh,
map 2.
Yeah. My bad.
No prob, as one fight was all it took.
It wasn't even a proper fight.
No death whatsoever. Wow.
Yeah, keep in mind when you're operating at this level of play, you have to fight for every inch of space. So when you get
Yes.
given that much space, these players will absolutely just take it away.
Yeah, I mean, these are the players that
Oh,
will
bird
use
ring.
ultimates to get an inch of space, right? So like giving that free space is definitely like a free gift to these players.
Yeah, you underestimate when we watch players of like teams of equal skill levels at the highest end. We underestimate just how much they're willing to fight for. And it shows up here, right? Like it looks so casual for them because they're so used to
Oh God.
they're so used to having to fight for that much room.
Can we see the Genji Prophet Genji POV? Of course, as you command. I don't know when you want to start watching it, maybe. This wasn't that too long, so I'll just watch it to start.
Like, look how quickly they scout. It's just a break, right? And then instantly they're all in.
Yeah, they're like, oh, like the long passage is just free, right?
Yeah.
They're on in front of the subway. So the flank route that the Tracer was usually in on this room was just like free, and Prophet is just gonna take full advantage of this.
Yeah, and the brig was a little too deep and near the room.
Also the Mei. The Mei's just not part of the fight.
Oh, poor Baptiste.
Yeah.
Objective A.
A sword?
Escort.
Oh, nice dodge. Oh, May. Oh, they're waiting for it.
Still keeps himself alive for a pretty long time though. Keeps 2 other members. And in the meantime, on the other side,
Your shield's your shield's actually gonna save you from me. I was about to say your shield's not gonna save you from me, but it did. All right, that was round 2. Okay, the last match for us to cover for the day.
is this already the last match for Smurfs?
Yes. Because, day 2 was in a group of 2, a group of 4, and so they played 3 matches, and they won. This is the 3rd match, so.
Oh, interesting. This is an interesting roster.
Oh yeah, this roster is ADW. This is a lot of J and GK rosters, and also
Yes.
and let me just adjust the.
Ooh, Narang D Groom.
A lot of familiar names.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Oh, well. One. Need to go a little bit out here. There we go.
So Dart. Gurian played for JNGK at one point, but also was on Rhodes and then Euphoria when they rebranded. Minute's been around a little bit, been a couple teams.
1. Round 1. Capture the objective.
Yeah, it's an interesting roster.
Yeah, so basically, this is like a contenders, I guess this is a contenders roster from different teams that were mostly mid-table.
I mean, yes.
So a lot of talent here, but like, again, the question is, will they be able to have that experience level that the Smurfs have? Off
I think
was an
no. Off was a support player.
Oh,
he's been a
yes.
support. He's been a support player for a hot minute.
He's been a flex support though.
Yes, the last time he played tank was all the way back like in early 2022. Because he played for Panthera on support role, which was earlier this year.
So
like end of last year, early this year.
So interesting to see that they're running the mirror composition, right? And They're. Oh, okay. I was about to say that the key point of interest was going to be whether Dart was going to go engage the Prophet 1v1, like sideline Tracer 1v1, but he got help from off, which is pretty smart, and got Prophet. So that's an advantage that they had, but didn't take wasn't able to take full advantage of it. Violet is nanoed. You know what he can do when he's nanoed. He also has a rally with him. He was anti-needed for some while, so he wasn't able to be as aggressive as he wanted, and is eventually taken down. But this fight, remember, this fight is on ADW's territory right now. And the point control is already on the side of the Smurfs. So the longer this fight goes, the better for the Smurfs. And by judging by this, once they regroup, if Groom is taken down here, this is definitely going to be last fight territory.
Yeah, this is gonna unfortunately be a closeout because even if they get to the point, I mean, you're looking at the Doomfist here as kind of having to take a shut down Bird Ring, right, with the second life. But that is that. What are you doing, Narag? You are not that guy.
Oh, he was fodder for a minute, but I agree that that was not the play to go, especially against a player of Birdring caliber. However, the result is that Birdring was down, is no longer in the fight. Izayaki is saying, who needs a Birdring if I can snipe? And everyone on the side of ADW is taken down, and there is Gardens for on the side of Smurfs.
Score 0.
Okay, that finished a little earlier than I thought.
Also, to highlight the players on AW, they all 5 of them had significant time in contenders over the last year. So they're not I don't think any of them shared a roster. Well, no, that's not true. I think it was like what Dart and Narang were both on. Or sorry, I'm not. Yeah, Euphoria.
5, 4,
There's also like some Zero in there. J&JK obviously.
capture the
But yeah, low to mid-table teams in contenders.
I'm very interested to see that ADW is still opting to go with the mirror. And
It's comfort rolls mostly.
oh, big nade from Narang here. Birdwing has to go back, and it effectively forces Smurf to jump back, which gives him a little bit of breathing room. Groom also tries to get some space, but has to back away as well. It is Smurf's turn. They're taking turns to jump in and out. And Groom is taking out first. Smurf takes out Minute, so it is going to be a lot of pressure. So this is just cleaning up duty, and Izayaki's like, okay, old woman has to go to take the point, but Smurf is like, okay, old woman, I'll take that point. Yeah, but I think it was ADW and the Smurfs had kind of pretty much the same idea. They were jumping in and out, baiting out skills from their DPS players and the supports, and it was Birdring in the end that had the early pick and gave them the numbers advantage. So Birdring's doing a lot of work in the past, in the past few matches.
Yeah, but I still do appreciate the fact that ADW was willing to initiate the fight and go in together. Of course, Birdring was right next to the DPS to cover.
You see that Prophet POV kill on that last fight onto Dart?
Was that 1v1?
I think it was actually a 2v1 and Prophet still won.
That was a huge nade though. Oh.
Is it here?
Yeah, it is. Yeah.
It was kind of.
So Dart gets tagged, gets full heal. Yeah, no, it's just straight up the
1v1.
yeah. He just bullies Dart.
Yeah, Dart just wasn't ready from the side.
Oh my god. Like,
Oh, what a nade.
yeah, the nade, the nade was so beautiful here, and then Prophet, right after he just takes care of his Dart here, like, just acknowledges the fact that his team just got a fat nade and just cleans up. By the way, Groom means cloud in Korean. And I think I've also explained this to Lemon Kiwi as well. Narongda is actually a drink brand in Korea, like a cider brand.
Okay.
This is going on your YouTube, right? So
Yeah.
I'll see it. It's a disgusting tasting Sprite.
I didn't say that. Chat. I didn't say that.
Have either of you had root beer?
I did.
Yeah, of
during my
course.
time. I mean, we both lived in the U.S. for a long time, so.
Yeah.
Because just speaking of soft drinks, that happens to be my favorite one. So.
Okay. I just don't like soft drinks as general, unless it's 0 sugar.
Fair.
I don't like the aftertaste that it has in my neck.
Mmm.
Hmm.
I mostly drink coffee, so.
They need.
Coffee and water.
It's 89. They need to press ultimates now. Dart Narongda down.
did.
Izuyak down. Minute is their only hope. He needs to touch and kill people at the same time. Failed. And this is Groom's the last sole survivor. Yes, he has the ultimate. However, he's getting bullied by all the members of the Smurfs. He can write that on his resume, but it is going to be map 1 going to on the side of the Smurfs. Oh. That was a game.
Birdrig just staring you down because he doesn't have to dodge is very funny.
Yeah, that was fun. Oh, it's Midtown again. I really don't like a Blizzard World, but at this point, I'm just missing Blizzard World now. Like,
Yeah, the only variety we've gotten today is Paraiso.
man.
So many midtowns.
Yeah, I mean, New York. I mean, I love New York. I had a little bit too much of New York. Look, I grew up in Jersey and went to really close the closer part of Jersey where like it's really close to New York where you just like cross a bridge and then it's New York.
Sure.
And then I've worked in New York, so yeah.
Uh-huh.
Like I don't want to see New York every day on like at least on every map.
Yeah, you've had the years of experience.
Yeah. From Maryland, I took a trip to New York, and on the way, we stopped by Atlantic City, and then that actually became our destination.
We have a bastion, ladies and gentlemen.
Boo!
Finally.
Boo!
I mean, guys, they have to win. So, well, at least they have to try to win. So.
Yeah, but Bastion, no bueno.
They had a bastion.
Yeah. So I mean, theoretically, this kind of makes sense, right? Where you just you can use the bastion to pressure out the Doomfist, even the power block state. But okay, that's I guess a clever move. TP, good TP, and they want to get into that room. But a good nade from Izayaki is pressuring Minute. Oh, Narongdu is actually going to be the casualty here. Minute also low. And off down means that Minute is going to not have any heals, and this little maneuver that they try to had is going to be a fail. Oh, I feel
They
bad.
did get, what was it, like 1 kill?
Did they?
Yeah,
okay,
Prophet
yeah,
died.
Prophet died.
Oh no, now we're switching comp.
Okay.
Oh boy, okay.
Okay, now we're switching
Winston
comps.
Ash.
I
I mean, the Ashe is just weaker than the Sojourn in this setup. I guess the one thing it's decent at is like you can at least duel the Echo like more consistently, rather than Sojourn where you have to build her rail.
I think
but-
that's the idea.
Adaptive circuits engaged. Winston.
Okay, they have Winston again now. Winston 2 now. Prophet very low, but Groom down means that it's not going to mean a lot. Oh, Minute. Poor Minute. Dart, what can you do? Show me what you can do. Oh, he's actually Okay, never mind. Sorry.
Yeah, it was still longer than I thought.
Yeah, it's still longer than I thought. But actually, it's not a good thing unless you actually make something happen. Just staying longer it means that you just staggered for that much longer. Oop, group? Okay. I thought he went all the way to the other side and just like feed it all charge to the other team. Dart. Okay. He's doing what Tracers needs to do.
Ends now.
But remember,
Around, getting focused. Actually staying well packed together.
Cooling down.
That was a great dodge.
the rally for Violet is there as well for sustain. Ooh. Oh, nice bob. That was actually a really decent bob.
All right, there we go.
Yeah, that's probably going to be the cap. Okay, so I just want to kind of like see this last fight on third point, like bird's view. Oh, wait, I need to go back more. Oh, sorry guys, a little bit more.
Yeah, that looks about right. Ali.
No stopping me.
So it looked kind of bad because Groom was already needed and was not in a position to pressure the Smurfs. But a good nade there, I don't know, a good bob there, kind of isolate. It just takes out two members of their squad, and it's just like all roses from there.
The nano dynamite also provides a lot of pressure on the rally,
30 seconds remaining.
so they can't hold space.
The big question is, will ADW be able to apply pressure to the high ground as fast as the Smurfs did against what was it? The other teams that they played on Midtown. I'm losing words here. I am forgetting how to speak. And I'm changing this to ADW. I'm not making the same mistake this time. Yes, thank you for pointing it out.
Can ADW really cross the line here?
Not
Lots of
really sure.
restricted spot.
They're taking a too long time to set up, which
Oh,
means
nice nade. Again.
I want to
We
see
actually-
this.
I was gonna say, can we see Izuyaki's point of view? Because he's been hitting these nades really consistently.
The jump
So like,
nade.
yeah.
No, but like Izayaki, I'm not just trying to discredit Izayaki, but ADW is taking way too long to set up, which means that it's easier for Izayaki to just throw the nades. Like, I just don't want to replay a little bit too much, but like, I just kind of like want to give the perspective here. So look at this. They're taking way too much time from here. Remember when Smurf was on the offense? As soon as the point capped, they just sent like the Ana just to bring the cart, and every other member were already in this position. And Smurf with the Doomfist or the Winston would have dived on this, like would have dived this bridge to gain high ground control.
I think part of that is that Smurfs had the forward spawn for the most part, so they were able to set up close rather than hold the high ground.
And also, I think it was the opposition was a slower Sigma comp, so I think there was that. But Bird Ring, you make
dives in
you make me do this again.
With Nano.
Oh my. Okay.
Damn.
Good nap.
Ha.
Right, his work was already done, you know.
Yeah, I mean, rightfully so. Like, you know.
I mean, happy hours.
Yep. Perks of, you know, being on the Smurfs.
Well, Dart is still on the back, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
And he's looking. Violet's looking at him.
Violet just staring at him. Like, you're coming, right? Eventually.
Violet knows he's here.
Adaptive circuits
That's
engaged.
so funny.
Ash.
Okay, that was the sleep dart from Izayaki. So, oh, okay. So,
Oh, got the pulse.
Do something.
but the rest of his teams is in shambles right now.
30 seconds remaining.
Had to pop rage to survive. Still 4v5 at the moment.
Yeah, Izayaki needs some time. So they're going back to the high ground where they can have a little bit more control. Gurum and Dart trying their best to like at least retain a little bit of control on that high ground. However, the sleep and the nade is not allowing them to do that. Dart taking down means
Ooh.
that they do not have the tools. It's off that has to touch now. And Izayaki, yes, Izayaki's down, but still, I think this is not a losing fight for the side of the Smurf. The Smurfs can just back down a little bit, wait for Izayaki to come back, because I think at this point, this is a longer spine for ADW. It's taking longer for Ash to get back. Izayaki's already here and in healing distance, so everyone's getting picked one by one. Yes, Grim has that nano, but does not have the primal rage to keep him sustained and alive. Minute uses the Sombra to come back, but not enough, as ADW's attack will be stopped at 1 point.
Switching sides.
Kind of amazing how Smurfs, whenever they lose a member, they know exactly how much to draw back and not push,
Yeah, good point.
and
Like,
exactly when the teammates come back.
they're only conceding minimum as minimum ground as they need to. I guess, like they know exactly when their fallen members are gonna come back and how much space that they can, I guess, guarantee. So yeah, good point, G Clef. Remember at this level of play, like taking space is everything, and from what I've seen, the Smurfs is. I think I would arguably say that they're the best teams that we've covered so far that are doing that. Yeah, holdable. Unless, Team Smurfs pulls out, a who was it?
Some
Hanbin?
wild comp,
Hanbin
right?
Hog? Was it Hanbin that was the hog on Midtown, right? I don't think that's gonna happen.
Yes.
5.
Yeah, no, the Smurfs have not. They don't believe in
Attackers.
playing around. They're here to win.
Objective A.
Alright, the neutral fight. Birdring looking for some picks, as a pick will easily give them entry to access point to the point. Violet taking down early. So I think what they try to do is that they try to run a Brig Chaser as if it was a Zen Tracer. Remember with the Harmony Orb and the Discord Orb? But Violet got caught out, so that means no more resources available for Prophet. Prophet fell shortly after, and it's going to be a full reset for the side of the Smurfs.
Yeah,
Violet doing?
Birdwing's still down.
Violet's dancing around the corner, but like his team's not here, so.
So Prophet this time is not trying to go. Oh, Smurf is 5. Prophet not trying to do the flank, but rather trying to just to match like the team's dive, and I think it's working out pretty well, especially with the nano, getting a little bit more follow-up damage from the chaser was what was needed to break down the defenses of ADW, and even with that stagger, I think Smurfs should have enough time and space to do what I said, what they wanted to do. Like to jump over and get some extra space, but unfortunately Groom was there to match that jump, so Smurf did not have the time and space to jump at the bridge as they initially wanted to do. So although it's like it may look like it's pretty much like meaningless, Gurum did a very good job in denying Smurf conquering this much space. Alright, Gurum needs to prop the primal. Okay, did so. Good sleep by Izayaki. Smurf down. So it looks like ADW will be taking a advantage here. Oh, Violet thinks otherwise. Violet thinks that they can win this fight. They're investing the rally and trying to push out Gurum here. And he wants blood. Birdring is on a nano overclock. So 3 ultimates, 3+ ultimates invested in this fight. They are actually profiting. They won this fight. So it was a worthy investment. They only have so much to go. I think nobody can touch. Oh, Minute can probably do touch. They only have one more chance. 0.98. Less than a meter. Dart falls. Oh.
ADW? Okay.
A little bit of a unfortunate, like everyone dies because Guru is the last one here, right? Oh, does he get false bomb? Wait, no, it misses.
Gurum dies.
I think, yeah, Gurum falls immediately and...
Yeah, no one else can touch. I think Dart gets there for like half a second, maybe. No, it doesn't.
Oh, Minute!
Contest?
A Minute! Minute took the long
And
way.
immediately dead from Violet.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Minute took the long way. Aww. Alright. But good games. GG's. Like
Yeah,
said,
good
chat,
games.
ADW, despite the power level difference between the two teams, they did their best. And
Yeah,
GG's
I mean ADW are pro players, right? Like they've had pro experience before.
Mhm.
Contenders, they are a contenders team. It's not like they're
they're amateur teams.
you know, yeah, exactly.
So good games all around. We covered a lot. I think we covered like 6 games or 7 games like that. We did cover a lot
Something
of
like
games
that,
today. Yeah. So I think Smurfs was really impressive. I think they are easily one of the top, I guess, 2 or 3 teams. To be honest, like yesterday, the guys were goofing around a little bit, so I can't really make a direct comparison. But they did beat, they did win on the Overwatch League team like Derby. So I think at this current moment, I think the Smurfs right now, as of right now, is a little bit more, I guess, favorite to in terms of like power rankings, power levels. But what I'm really impressed about the Smurfs is that they're like not only do they play different compositions, but their pace of their dives is really, really, really fast. Like not only do they just dive for a single fight, they just even like jump in consideration of the fight that's going to happen after, if that makes sense. And their control of space is really, really threatening, especially like more so to teams that don't know, that don't have that experience playing against other professional teams. So, wow, that's really impressive. I'm excited for this team. I'm definitely expecting this team to come up on LAN. Just to give you a heads up about how this format is going to go. Currently, 8 teams in Korea are on the knockout stages of the qualifiers. 3 teams will be invited to the WDG Esports Studio on LAN in front of an audience to play against the best teams in Asia. Of course, other regions in Asia are doing these qualifiers as well. Japan and APAC is already also doing these regional qualifiers. So it will be 6 teams in total, and invited teams. 3 teams from Korea, 2 teams from Japan, and 1 team from ROA, which means the rest of Asia. So 6 teams will be playing on LAN for 3 days. It's gonna be exciting, and I think the Smurfs is gonna be one of the teams that will end up being invited on the WDG Sports Studio. How do you guys think, LaFon and G Clef?
LaFon, you can go first.
Like the games today. Um, I'm curious because like I think obviously Hamster lost today, right? But
Mm-hmm.
they are still an exciting roster and mechanically still very strong. So I wonder if they can make some adjustments strategically. Because the other thing too is I think this Doomfist composition we've already seen how it gets dismantled. The question is, with the evolution that has come through in the last little while, has the Doomfist composition become more popular, or has its weaknesses been kind of reduced? That's what I'm looking for as we kind of like watch the next couple of games, for the next couple of groups anyway, and then into obviously the playoffs, which the finals when they come in.
Yeah, definitely so. I mean, I've been kind of like peeking into the Saudi E League, where a lot of Overwatch League talent is also like in play.
Mm.
A lot of the meta is still Sigma. We don't see a lot as much Doomfist as we do in the qualifiers. So maybe this is a way of kind of these teams kind of not like being on their 100% level, maybe, especially because the majority of their games are just like games where there's disparity in power levels. But again, like you said, LaFon, it's definitely going to be interesting to see how it's going to work out. But that's it for today. Thank you for watching this. This video will also be on a VOD, so don't worry, fam. It will be on my personal YouTube. I think LaFon was kind enough to post it on the chat. I will also post it on Twitter, and I have a Reddit account now, so maybe I'll post it on Reddit as well.
Nice.
I finally got down that rabbit hole. I don't know if it's the biggest mistake of my life or it's gonna be the best decision I ever made in my life, but we'll see that. Um,
Probably, statistically speaking, probably somewhere in between those two extremes.
all right. So also no important notice for all of you that tomorrow there will be no stream. It is my off day on my job. I will have time with my family, my fiance. Like being in esports means that you don't get to have a lot of time with your family. So like even this goes for all of you, chat. Like just like at least try to have a single day you can have with your family, loved one, and loved ones and family. Tomorrow I'll be taking a break. On the 23rd, so the day after tomorrow, we will be covering Group 5, which is Runaway, which has Runaway ADW that we saw
Yay.
today, and last one, Late Night Food Nyom Nyom, and Second Chance. I like that name. Late Night Food Nyom Nyom. Oh, I ate food Nyom Nyom. I'm sorry. I still like that name though. But we are seeing the Runaway. We're basically going to see all the Runaway matches. Same as yesterday. Same as today. If we have the time, and I guess if our guests, I don't know who the guests will be for the day after tomorrow yet, but if the guests feel okay, we'll have the day 2 qualifier matches for Runaway as well. But thank you today, and any last words, LaFon? Any last words, G Clef, before we conclude?
Oh, well,
I'm-
thanks for inviting me to your cover, and I'm excited for more flash ops, and hopefully you can cover everything because I'll be watching. And
And you will also be invited very, very soon too. So, like, don't act a stranger.
oh yes, I don't have the most amount of energy today because I'm home and it's
Mhm.
kind of late. But maybe we can start earlier or at
That's
a better
probably not an
place for me
option because
to
I
actually have
have.
the mic.
No, that's actually not an option for me, unfortunately, because I work from 10 to 7.
Oh yes, oh yes.
So, I
So if I
look.
can get into a better
Remember,
place,
I
yeah.
am like what I do at WDG is a producer slash product manager for Overwatch Esports in
Yes.
WDG. So
Mhm.
Flash Ops is actually my concern, like my product to be concerned. So, unfortunately, I do have to fulfill my fulfill my duties, so that there is a replay code in the first place, right?
Oh yes. So all I have to do is find a better home in 2 days, right?
Very
Doable,
true.
doable.
Doable. If you don't, I'm not
And
gonna
also
invite you.
enjoy the time. Then I'll go to a PC Bang and get a streaming room and then pay that rent, okay?
All right.
And also enjoy the time with you, Lafon. Thanks for
Yes.
sliding me in, and I hope we can do this in the future. I really liked it, and let's keep on seeing what the flash offs will give us for the holidays. It's a holiday showdown for a reason.
Yeah, it is. Lafon, you want any last words before we close?
Pizza tastes good. That's all I got.
Okay, all good. All right, thank you, chat, for so much. I will start uploading this video as soon as the stream ends, which is in like 10 seconds. So thank you so much for coming, and I'll see you the day after tomorrow. Goodbye.